production. What's going on, everybody? Good evening. This is Sir Yeetus, and I'm here with episode 52 of Sir Yeetus's Thoughts. I don't have any script or anything on me. I'm going off the hip because this topic is something that got me inspired by our fellow member, that guy Pete, that you refuse to invite to gatherings. He made a video about, are you afraid of being alone? Are you afraid of dying alone? I don't know if you guys seen it yet. I'm pretty sure I shared it on my community tab. That guy is definitely up and coming. He's getting a lot of subscribers right now. You guys definitely need to go check out his channel. Okay, he's way more articulate than I am. I just go with it. But he's definitely way more organized, way more articulate, and he has longer videos, usually around 20, 25 minutes. Definitely check him out. So after I watch his video about, are you afraid of being alone? Are you afraid of dying alone? That got me thinking a bit. I'm like, I'm not really afraid of being alone. It's very difficult in today's society to be lonely per se. Like, you can just go out somewhere and talk to somebody, talk to someone, in certain social gatherings, such as the bar, the mall. I wouldn't recommend the club, but go to the club, I guess. Other places as well. Hell, you won't really have to feel as lonely if you go talk to somebody online. There's plenty of groups and organizations online that you're able to join and have a cohesion with based on your principles and values, which is why the Warband is about. Okay, this is why the Warband is here, because we all share similar principles and values about certain ideals. So it's very difficult to be alone. I'm not afraid of being alone. In fact, I welcome loneliness because I can just focus on me and me only. I think the celebrity Tom Hardy, he said it's being alone is dangerous because once you be alone, it's going to be very difficult for you to even try to go out and have friends and stuff again. You will embrace having your alone time. Hell, at times people don't hear from me from days on end. Maybe because I'm busy at work. I'm busy at YouTube videos. I'm busy doing uh my hobbies such as the gym, playing video games, writing stuff. Being lonely is not bad, gentlemen. I know that a lot of people are different. A lot of men are different when it comes to dealing with loneliness. But in general, you guys shouldn't be afraid of being alone. Okay. Being alone gives you a lot more free time on your hands to do what you want to do. I'm not saying to isolate yourself for years on end. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's too hard to be alone when you're in a civilized society, a modern society such as this, where you can literally talk to somebody within a fraction of a second. Just gotta dig in your pocket, pick up your phone, and talk to somebody online. That's how easy it is. Now let's talk about dying alone, right? Let's talk about death itself, right? I'm sure everybody here can understand and accept that death is going to come to all of us. Death is a natural part of life. Death is something that you cannot stop or change. Similar to the wall. You cannot stop the wall. The wall is undefeated, such as death is also undefeated. Men, we are able to accept this quote unquote wall if we have one. And our wall is different than a woman's wall, which I can explain later. But death It's something that's going to come for us all. The easier for you to accept it, the better. What's going to happen beyond the grave? I don't know. Nobody knows. We have a slight predictions here and there based on people coming back to life, but it hasn't been confirmed. So nobody knows what happens next. But it won't matter because you're dead. So why stress up? Why stress about death? Why stress so hard about dying? Not just dying, but dying alone. I see a very good reason why a lot of men are afraid of death. And I say this is a precursor of the anxiety of death. And that reason is time. 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 A lot of men, especially today's society, they waste time. They waste time like it's no other. They either have to waste time involuntary because they have to put their purpose aside, put their goals aside to take care of family or something like that, or they purposely wasted their years doing dumb shit like going to jail or being lazy, being a procrastinator, sitting on the couch all day playing video games, or just chasing around tail left and right, trying to chase that puniti for decades. And then once that man reaches his middle age, that's why the quote unquote midlife crisis exists for a man. Because there's countless distractions out here for men. Countless. And of course, society encourages you to partake in these distractions. And before you know it, once you hit that middle age or elderly age, you look back on your life and reflect like, damn, I didn't do shit. I am running out of time. That's when men in particular start getting anxiety about death, start freaking out about it. Because they wasted their time, a lot of time, and they don't have that much time left. And also, I know there's variables like, yeah, maybe he didn't waste his time. Maybe he want to chase tail. Maybe he want to chase this. But almost all men will cross that road one day and reflect what they've done so far in their lives, whether it's something that they did for themselves or something that could impact others, more importantly, society. What have I done to leave my footprint? So when I pass away, I left something good for society to use. I left a reputation society can respect. I don't really give a damn about, this current society, but you get what I'm saying in a general sense. Almost all men will go through that, including me. Not yet, because I'm still fairly young. But give me 30 years. I'm probably going to be pondering. Have I used my time wisely? Have I set out and done all the goals? And have I achieved my purpose? Or is my purpose not done yet? These are things that a lot of you men need to start thinking about. Because not only you can't avoid death, right? You can't avoid death. You can't predict when death comes. That's a double whammy right there, right? You can't predict when death will come to you. Hell, there's rare cases of very healthy individuals dropping dead. Just because, like a sudden heart attack, I think it is. They just drop and die. But my point, the point I'm trying to say is that time is the most valuable asset that you will ever have. Ever have. Because that is the one thing that you will never get back. Time is more valuable than gold. And what I'm trying to preach to men is, right? Since time is so valuable, right? Time is the most valuable asset. Why are you wasting your time chasing these 304s out here? Why are you wasting your time focusing on things that don't matter? Such as constantly going to the nightclubs, constantly going to the strip clubs, constantly going to the bar every freaking day, sitting on the couch and doing nothing, just eating some good old potato chips and Ben and Jerry's, watching some Netflix, not worrying about your health, not worrying about your plans for the future. You're just pretty much existing. You're pretty much waiting to die. Is that really how a man should live? Really? Because on your deathbed, once again, it doesn't even have to be a deathbed. Something could happen to you tomorrow. Something could happen to you next week. And then maybe you only have 6 months to live. Maybe you only have 3 months to live. Only when you know that death is coming, which is unfortunate because both men and women are guilty of this. Only when they know that death is coming is when they truly value time. And that's not how it should be. For a man, it should get to the point where once he reaches the deathbed or once he knows that he ain't going to be here much longer, he should have little to no regrets. Little to no regrets. And the main regret that I'm going to be talking about is marriage. Marriage. Because when it comes to marriage, right, gentlemen, you already know 50% of them fail. And on top of that, you can get divorced in a marriage 10, 20, 30, even 40 years from now. And she can still ruin you. Even close to retirement, even at retirement, she can still ruin you. I'm pretty sure she can get your retirement check as well, like a portion. Marriage is a gigantic distraction for men because he has to put everything aside to make sure her needs are met, her kids' needs are met, her parents' needs are met, her family needs are met. Because once you sign that contract, that marriage contract, it's not about you anymore. And you don't even have a choice because you don't even have the power to even stand up for yourself or fight back. She wears the pants of the family once you sign that contract because you know deep down, and she knows deep down, she can ruin you at any time. So if you're grinding, working, busting your balls to be successful, why will you risk all of that going away, putting a ring on a woman that can literally ruin you just because she feels like she isn't happy anymore? Having kids with this woman that divorced you, took care of the kids for how long? Maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And then she can literally, if the courts deem it, she can literally rip the kids away from you and run away. You will have like what? One day a week visitation? So you put all your resources, all your time, once again, time into making sure your kids are okay. And she just ripped the kids out of your hands and just said adios. And not only that, you can only see your kids for one day a week. Now, I'm sure most likely she's going to fill your kids' heads with lies saying that you were the cause of the family breaking up. So all the time that you put in the children, all the love, the affection, the bonding, it will all go to waste. It will all go to waste, especially when they become adults and they don't believe the truth. If you tell them the truth of what truly happened, and that is just one of many distractions men go through in today's society that I believe they shouldn't even worry about anymore. I'm not saying, oh, don't go near a woman. Ooh, don't do this, don't do that. I can't tell you what to do with your biological urge. You're a man, okay? I highly advise you to not get fucking married. You can dabble in some women. Be very, 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 very safe. But the biggest thing is do not, and I highly suggest that you do not sign that contract. I'm gonna go to the next part soon, but I'm gonna read these comments. Do. I'm going up. I'm going up. Okay. Let's go. Jellyman. Dying alone isn't really so scary. Besides, if it's really scary to you, if you get to where you can't take care of yourself, you can go cap someone and have the police take it. God damn, Jellyman. Like, you ain't wrong, but god damn. I and I can't even say that right now. Correct, Liberty Prime. I've been at peace with the concept since the end of the Red Pill Rage. I'm old, dog. I'm 39, 40 in August. Hey, man, you still have time to do what you want to do. I'm glad that you are at peace. Every man should be at peace with the fact that, yeah, one day, and it could be at any time, my time is over. So I need to stop wasting time and start doing some shit right now. Do. Undead Chronic, my hobby, smoking weed, blowing kush, smoking OC fire tree. Of course, Undead Chronic, of course. You know, you gotta fill up your lungs with that devil's lettuce. Do. Riggs, I got two pets. They won't let me be alone. Hey, I feel ya. I feel ya. Especially at the dinner table. They just stare at you. I'm like, bro, you need a blink or something. The pooch. Find things to occupy your time. That's a big thing I will talk about as well. And you need to find things that will give you satisfaction, that will give you purpose. Like, why am I doing this? Do. I don't fear death, but I don't want it to visit me before it's my time. Hey, it can happen at any time. That's the unfortunate, reality of life. Not everybody makes it. Hell, I know at least 5 people from my high school class that didn't make it so far. They met untimely, or they eliminated themselves. Island Hermit, just the fact that one day you will not exist freaks me out. Yeah, that is a foreign concept, knowing that you're just going to be gone, but it's like, what can you do? I don't really make a big deal about it because once you're gone, you're gone. And there's a good chance that it would just be nothingness. All right. I'm not saying that God doesn't exist. All right. All I'm saying is there's a good chance it would just be oblivion. So if that's the case where I'm just gonna be thinking about nothingness, I don't really worry about death like that. You know, I'm not rushing towards death. That's not what I'm saying. But if it happens, what can I do? Because I'm dead. Do 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 do. Let's keep looking. Mm-hmm. Solitaire, Sir Yeetus. Time really is our most valuable asset. All of the feminism and politics and such aside, men need to start thinking legacy. I recommend quote videos by Alexander the Great. That's that's not a bad idea actually. And yeah, a lot of men, if see that's another thing. It depends if a man wants to leave behind a legacy or not. You know, that's a big thing. If they want to leave something that they created behind that somebody else will benefit, or if they want to have, a bunch of kids that will carry on his name long after he's gone, or he just want to be alone, you know. Do. Manic, the man and mechanic, yeet or be yeeted, beach. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. My dad got Bell's palsy the other day. There is no knowing. Bobby damn if he ain't gonna spend his last days on my dime doing whatever the fuck he wants. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you know you're gonna die, I just say fuck it. That's what I do. Hey, if there is a God, I'll explain. I'll explain my actions once I get there. Liberty Prime. Watching my brother go through it was enough for me to know I would never marry under the current system, even in the 2000s. Pull up artist heyday. I still don't get why men choose to get married, even with all the information. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh lordy, lordy. Phil Ravage. You knew a younger guy that was interested in marriage. Good dude. Would be a shame if he gets taken advantage of. Once he puts a ring on that chick, it's not if he gets taken advantage of. It's she has the opportunity to take advantage of him at any time. Mm-hmm. Enclave. If I said that right. Almost died a few times, and I look at death on the bright side. I can at least don't have to deal with Clown World anymore. But till death comes to me, I will keep bettering myself. Exactly. That's how it should be. Yeah, that's how it should be. You should be bettering yourself every day. You don't have to go to the gym every day, but do something that will make good impact in your life every day. All right, we're not saying, you need to do 200 things at once every day. Be the very best version of yourself every day. We know that it's not possible to keep up that crazy ass fucking lifestyle every day. Okay. So do what you can do. Okay. Don't be unrealistic with your expectations. Make goals that you can meet and then meet them. Bam. You better yourself that day. Usually two ways to die: fast and violent or slow and painful. I'd rather be slow and painless. That'd be nice. Well, I'm thinking about scaring whoever's around my deathbed. I'm gonna scare them before I die. You know, I just make some weird ass noise. Like, what the fuck? Oh, it's all good, man. You know what? Since you're here, I am going to send in invites right now because I think you guys want to talk about this with me. Come on. Come on in. Come on. And while you guys coming in, chat, if you want to support my channel or the Warband, please click on the link that I pinned on top of the chat. It's in yellow. And donate to paypal.me/Yeetus. 100% of the money will be going towards the Warband or anything that the Warband needs, such as production, music production, editing, artists, all that crap. All right. Look at my cool GIF. See? You see on the screen? Look at that cool shit. That's because of you, chat. You and your donations. All right. And I am very thankful that you giving money out of your pocket to help out me. All right, I'm gonna send out one more invite. Then I'm gonna start inviting people. See if we can get any more people. All right, I got one. Everybody say hello to the one and only Gray.
Hello, Warband.
What is going on?
We've been on the Minecraft server, working on a monastery, and been talking with whoever wanders into the chat room. So pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty chill evening.
Kind of figure everybody's on Minecraft right now.
Well, that's the thing. We don't even have a huge number on Minecraft. It's just they see someone in the voice chat and they pop in anyway.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm going to add real talk as well.
What's going on, brothers?
What's going on, dude?
How you guys doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. We are going to be talking about some deep shit. So the first person will be Gray. Gray. And he's gone. Okay. Okay. Gray. Is time the most valuable asset a man has?
Well, absolutely, because quite frankly, you can't do anything without time. Like if time wasn't passing, absolutely nothing could be accomplished. You could be smartest, strongest, richest man in the world, but if you don't have any time, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so what about marriage? Do you deem marriage a waste of time for men in today's society?
Oh, absolutely.
So did my explanation with the marriage part, did I kind of cover all that?
Well, I think I'd like to elaborate on a couple different points.
Okay.
As for one thing, like marriage, like in the government, like in the current modern sense, it is, to borrow like a phrase from the social justice warriors, a social construct. Marriage in its current form is just a bunch of legal responsibilities, liabilities, and financial obligations.
Pretty much a business contract.
That's the thing, but it's not like a business contract would be better because then you could negotiate the terms. This is
unfair business contract.
An unfair and uncompromising business contract. You can't negotiate at the front. It's just a standard template that the government applies to you when you fit arbitrary requirements.
That's true. Okay.
It takes. So that's the thing. It takes so many things, but it's not even. But the whole thing is entirely artificial. Like, if it wasn't like, in a system absent of government, absent of all the enforcement, all you'd need to do is knock a woman up, and then help provide for the children. You don't need society's approval to do that.
True. But that's how it was before, because
Yeah.
they didn't have no government assistance or whatever to choose over the man back then.
And whatever government there was usually just the consent of the local group, which is
Right.
significantly smaller than any of the countries that we have nowadays.
Yeah, it's a pathetic state of the concept of, well, the original definition of marriage is dead in the West. In fact, I realized a couple months ago, I forgot who told me, that they changed the vows. Because one line is supposed to, for the woman, saying that she would be submissive, and they changed that sentence to something else.
Yeah, well, they're probably gonna get rid of "to heaven to hold" next, because that's supposed to be what the man's getting out of it. But
why do we still keep saying "till death do us part"? 50% of us don't do that shit.
Yeah.
So, last thing before I add 2 more people. So, what is your thoughts about being alone and dying alone?
Well,
Sorry,
first off,
two different questions. My bad.
Yeah. Well, being alone, that's the thing. If you have to choose between being alone or being with a bunch of people that make you feel lonely, I'd much rather be alone.
Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P.
Exactly. Like that guy, he got it. Unfortunately, he understood too late when he was trapped, but he understood.
I still believe the marriage and shit that he went through killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe that. So do you believe being alone, will be way more beneficial for a man, in a sense of he has a lot more time on his hands?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Not even just time on his hands, but also clarity of thought. Like when you've got other people around you, you often have to be aware of them to some extent, or it takes a good amount of effort to not be thinking about them, not being aware of their presence. I've always found myself to be significantly more productive when not being observed.
Exactly. And you do notice, a lot of men, they rather be alone and think about stuff,
And actually there's one book that goes into a bit of psychology on the issue, but one of the key concepts behind it is that all problems are interpersonal relationship problems.
Oh, when you put it that way, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, when you put it that way, that's a good quote.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, I hated, with my dad, he usually kicks people out, of the living room and stuff when I was young, because he wanted to be alone and stuff. I understand now as an adult, all that, a lot of stimulation in the room and stuff, too many things going on at once, that pisses me off personally.
Yeah.
I tell people shh, shut up, or, take it to the other room, because, I'm trying to do something, or, I want to be alone for a second to think about shit.
Yeah. We too often forget that the brain is organic and it runs on chemicals. So every stimulation, every thought, every processing, that's chemical energy being used in a limited amount of space. So
True.
Sometimes you just need time to get your brain chemistry settled. You can't you can't find something in a jar of sandy water if you don't let it settle.
Yes, I agree. But I do understand why, I always hear my dad growing up like, hey, too much stimulation. I'm like, what do you mean by that? Now I'm older, I'm like, yeah, there's too much going on right now. I don't know why y'all are making all this like commotion, but take it somewhere else, you know. And I feel there's a lot of fathers that do the same thing as well. You know, we're not primarily the social creature, like unlike women. Women, they're primarily social creatures.
It'd be interesting to see like where, because like, I'm pretty sure that there are men who are extroverts.
Yeah,
Like we've heard like the introvert extroverted dichotomy, and I'd be curious like if there's anyone who is like who is extroverted and is aware of it, to see what their take on it would be.
that is true. All right, one more before I have to add these two in. Actually, I'm gonna add this guy right now.
Yo,
What's
what's
going
up?
on, Rishi?
Yo.
All right.
Yo.
After this question, I'm gonna invite this other person. So what about the chance of dying alone in the future? There's a chance that there's gonna be nobody around you when you pass away. Are you afraid about that? Are you like whatever?
What's the thing? Not really afraid, because it doesn't, like if someone's at your bedside when you go, it's not like you go across. And at the same time, like if it's someone that you actually like really care about, do you really want them to be like holding your hand as you die?
No.
That's the thing. Like when you really get down to the concept of dying, like with someone else beside you and they get to live on, like it makes for an interesting sentimental moment in a movie perhaps. But you think of like, I don't know, I think like Muppet Treasure Island when Billy Bones dies and Rizzo freaks out, we're standing in a room with a dead guy.
I agree with you. I don't want family members or friends that I actually care about, their last memory with me is me dying right in front of them. No. I much rather them like, hey, get a phone call, yo, bro, Sir Yeetus passed away, and they'll just arrive to my funeral if they can. If not, just visit my grave. If they want, I don't want them to see me fist that. I think that would be traumatizing, for a lot of people. Not me, but
Well, yeah, no, dead people don't have to care about much at that point.
But yeah, that's a big thing. I'd much rather just do my thing and go on to the other side if there's the other side, and have people just arrive. Like, all right, look, all right, I see his body or his casket. He's gone. Say your condolences and try your best to move on with life. I'm not coming back, and that is a very difficult pill to swallow.
Exactly. Like I don't want someone's last memory of me to be me like giving one last shuddering, violent cough before fading out.
Right. Rishi, are you streaming?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
We can see your screen. You're playing the forest.
No, I'm not. That's not true.
It's laggy anyway. It's laggy as hell.
No, it's not. That's
Bro,
not true.
That's
impossible.
This is PS2 graphics.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, like, I guess like that more or less sums it up. Just like I think that dying alone is something that's like dying with someone is much better on paper than it is in practice.
Yeah, I agree. But
Yeah, it's like, and
What's
here's the thing too, like when somebody says like dying with someone or dying alone, like you always kind of die alone. I'm not gonna lie, like what are you like expecting someone to just like take their life with you or
well, no,
well,
that's
to
not what
be
we're trying
fair,
say.
suicide bombers don't die alone.
yeah, that's true, but like they talk about it like it's
Oh,
some
that went dark quick.
romantic
Oh, yeah.
thing. They talk about it like it's some romantic thing. It's like, all right, look, here's the thing. Like you're gonna die in either which way, you know. And whether like you know, there's something beyond this life, we'll just have to, you know.
It's not like the gates of heaven aren't a club. You don't get in easier with a crowd.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
my point is dying with your friends and family around you, okay? Of course, I'm not going to go with you.
Yeah, but
Don't take it too literal. Jeez.
no, but again, it just. But like, here's the thing, and then there's the issue of timing. Like
Yeah, we
you're
never
not,
know.
like you are not going, like, even if you're like, well, you've only got a couple of days or couple of hours to live. I mean, are you really going to gather everyone around you and then just have them stick around until you finally kick it?
Nope, I tell him, give me cocaine.
Yeah, no, I'd be like if you're going to do that, just be like, okay, now that everybody's here, I'm popping the cyanide pill. See you on the other side.
Exactly. What's going on, Manic?
Hello.
I'm gonna add the one, the only. Jesus Christ!
Epic.
All right, I'm taking out all of you.
Scream
I'm
seven.
taking out all of you. Get out of here. This is a serious discussion.
I play Pokemon Go every
Bro,
day.
So is that the game on the Switch?
Yeah, bro. Death, your parents dying, economic and societal collapse. Bro, just trade Pokemon with me.
Exactly, bro.
Pokemon is the new post-apocalyptic currency.
Right. What? Do you have your shiny Pikachu on you?
I have a regular. Okay, wait. Here's my party right now. There's my Staraptor, Gastrodon, Luxray, Rapidash.
That's a
But-
big ass horse. What the fuck?
And, yeah, because the Baneri, Staraptor, and Rapidash are alphas.
No, that ain't right. That's a big ass horse, bro.
Big ass
Fuck.
horse.
I gotta know how tall your character is first. God
I mean,
damn.
I'm like,
Damn, bro.
what am I, 14?
Yeah, I know Manic is hijacking the stream, okay? Let's go back to business. I am inviting that guy, Keith. What is going on?
What's going on, brothers? Puniti.
Niti. I made this stream because I was inspired about what you made. I think it was yesterday or a couple days ago. I forgot. It made me think for a while. You know, I'm like, you know what? I don't think society, especially men in particular, know the importance of time and how is your most valuable asset in your arsenal and why you shouldn't waste it on distractions, more specifically marriage. But what is your thought about, you know, time being the most valuable asset?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, nothing really makes you realize how little time you have, like losing people that matter to you. That's kind of what really was the core of that video. And it just had me thinking, like, well, let's say, you know, against all odds, right? Let's say a fucking unicorn shows up. Let's just say, right? Okay, you get the unicorn. You don't sign the contract because we're not fucking idiots, right? But she's in an LTR with you. She's with you for the rest of your life. Could you live with the idea that either you have to watch that person die or that person has to watch you die? Which is worse and why? And I'm still not 100% sure which is worse. But that was kind of the core of it. And like, hey, you know, if let's say, you know, because I'm the youngest in my family, if everybody else dies before me and I'm like kind of on a hospital bed by myself, am I afraid of that outcome? And my conclusion was pretty much no. while the idea of do you get lonely, it's like sometimes, but then, I kind of snap back to reality and I realize, well, what you've got in your head is just kind of this ideal of what sounds good. But in reality, just as Gray said, Robin Williams said it best, sometimes you're with someone and they make you feel more alone than you were without them. This idea like, oh, an empty house, if that's more peaceful than what she brings, that's a problem. So yeah, it really does get you reflecting on that. But again, sometimes I kind of wish I didn't see a good relationship. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive when you think about it, because when you see a good relationship, it makes the truth of like red pill, black pill, all that stuff, it makes it hurt that much more. Because it's just like, Jesus Christ, like where did we go wrong? Where did we crash the boat?
But it actually has to be a good relationship, though, not that that facade that they put up on social media.
No, because again, I can say this because I lived in the household under it.
Yeah.
So it's like you see it pretty much every day, 24/7, 365. They were just, they were good.
Oh, you're talking about your parents, right?
Yeah. But I mean, if you're talking like social media, I mean, yeah, listen, look at all those fucking celebrity marriages that are falling apart now. You can argue publicity for some of them, sure. But, on the same token, it's like, yeah, social media, all that does is it shows you like the highlights of their lives. It shows you the best parts. It doesn't show you the worst parts. So, yeah.
Exactly. And I try to tell people that, who are, I think it's Gen X, I think it is around, or the older millennials, they can't comprehend. Let's put in the boomers or whatever. They can't comprehend the state of the current dating market on why men in masses are not trying to get married. They can't comprehend what's truly going on, which is annoying at times.
Oh yeah, it was my generation. It was the millennials. We crashed the boat. I remember a time when we played outside. There were no cell phones. Then Nextel came out. Then AOL Instant Messenger came out. Then the Sidekick came out. Then the Razor and the iPhone and Facebook. And then once Instagram and Twitter dropped, it was a fucking wrap. It was over. You're telling me girls could post their tits and ass on the internet, get unlimited validation and attention whenever they want? Yeah, it's over.
Completely over. And now these below average women thinking they're Beyonce, walking around thinking they're the next best thing since sliced bread.
Oh yeah, and they're entitled to think that, but again, when reality reminds them what the cost is for thinking that, well, guess what? They're past 30 and it's too late. And yeah, you can't really feel bad for them because these were the same people that were laughing in your face 10 years ago, calling you a loser. So it's like, can't say I feel bad for you.
Exactly. I definitely agree, man. You pretty much touched on all 3 points. I am going to move to the women's side because most men here they got the gist. So women, for the most part, when you interact with a woman, there's always a transaction. Always. It doesn't even have to be resources, gentlemen. Your time, your attention. Those are the things that she needs if she desires you. And she doesn't even have to desire you. She just needs that validation. So when you interact with a woman, okay, she will do whatever she possibly can to make you think that she's the center of the universe. All right. She wants you to put her as your top priority. And in the process, you waste your time. I've dealt with that personally in the past, where the woman can literally not comprehend that there's men out there with their own lives. And they can't give her all this attention, all this, texting back and forth or hanging out with her all the time and just talking on the phone for no fucking reason. Okay, it's what I will say all women do. Okay, women go out of their way to take something from you. It is always time, always, because usually when you talk with a man, all right, it's not time wasting. Would you agree that guy, Pete. Because when you mess with a man, when you talk to a man, there's usually something to do. There's something important to talk about, or a problem that needs to be addressed. Okay, a man doesn't willy nilly constantly try to waste your time.
Yeah, I think that's just because the average man is so used to not getting attention. Perhaps there's just not an evolutionary need for attention the same way it is for women, social approval and all that. I can't really say for sure. But what I do know is that that's the default mode of existence for us as men. So as a result, life is like, well, buddy, you're a guy. You're going to have to get used to this. And it's like, okay, so how about we just kind of have a system where it's like, hey, when we just need to like meet up and solve actual problems, that's when we'll actually talk and shit like that. Otherwise, nah, I don't really need the attention. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Because
But yeah.
when I was doing my thing, when I was in the military, I didn't talk to a friend for almost 2 years because we were both busy doing our thing. When I went to go talk to him again, it's like nothing changed.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. And I think deep down, like women are somewhat envious of this, right? It kind of reminds me of this this scene from Family Guy where it shows two girls like giving each other backhanded compliments, and then it cuts over to the guys. It's like, oh, hey, nice tie. Oh, gee, thanks.
Oh,
Men,
yeah, Family
we
Guy.
know how to be friends.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like I have a childhood best friend. It's like whenever I see him, it's like, yo, what's up? He catches me up to speed. It could be a year, 2 years. It can be long periods of time we don't talk to each other. And exactly, it's just like we talked yesterday. With chicks, it isn't like that. With chicks, again, it's exactly as you said. They look at friendships as like these transactional things. I always say the name of the game is this: men are trying to get sex from women without having to give them too much time and attention. Women are trying to get men's time and attention without having to give them sex. That's the back and forth. That's the struggle, and that's why nobody trusts anybody anymore.
That yin yang shit, but it's not balanced.
Exactly. So when you look at it like that, again, this idea, like you said, yeah, it's not always about money. Sometimes she wants you to come over and help her paint her apartment and help her move her stuff. And, a dumb simp will just kind of look at that like, oh, maybe this will increase my chances of getting boxed. And it's like, no, that's not how it works, buddy.
Oh, also saying like, I'm struggling paying my rent.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he finally grows a spine and like puts his foot down and says, nah, I ain't doing this shit anymore, she's looking like on the back of her simp, like looking for a customer service phone number. She can call, say, hey, what the fuck's up with my simp? Why isn't he doing what he was doing before? Like, again, you always say it, right? If you treat her like a celebrity, she'll treat you like a fan.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's like, nah, fuck you. I'm the celebrity. You come to me. And if you're like, well, I don't think you're a celebrity, it's like, well, great. The girl behind you will think that. I don't care. Get out of my face. Like that's kind of how you have to be with them. And again, women that may be listening, they may be thinking, well, that's kind of cold and fucked up. But it's like, yeah, but you like it. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, literally.
We wouldn't do it if it didn't work.
Gray.
Yeah.
So same to you, okay? You never had to deal with men constantly trying to get your time and attention and all that stuff. They only came to you if there was something of importance, at least to them.
Yeah, quite honestly, like I've got this one friend who, like, we hadn't seen each other for several years on end, and we meet up and hang out one evening because like he randomly messaged one of my old emails. We'd completely lost contact, and I just happened to check the email. We talked, exchanged contact info, caught up. Yeah, like basically the exact same as though no time had passed at all. And like we don't really talk that much, but like he sees something interesting online, he'll message me about it, see what's up, a couple text messages. That's it. It's refreshing because like that's all that's really needed. There's no extensive back and forth.
Oh, literally. I hang out with the homeboy. He's closest to me, around 30 minutes away. We hang out. We try to hang out at least once a week, if possible, right? We texted only back and forth. There's only 4 messages between us the last 5 days. That's it. But when you're dealing with it's crazy how even like random females are texting you a million times more than friends that your homeboys that you've known for years. You know,
Yeah,
we
and
understood. Like, hey, all right, you know, hey, see you on Saturday.
but that's the thing. Like you look at, well, we'll use dating apps as an example. When a guy goes on a dating app, he wants the result. That's why he's there. When a woman's on the app, she doesn't necessarily want to hook up. She just wants the attention and the validation.
Yeah, which we do not have the patience on a dating app. So
Dating apps are for Chad only. If you're a normie, don't waste your time on there, man. I mean, listen, some may do all right, but I'm just saying, if you don't want to put up, if you want to get on a dating app, be successful, and not have to put up with her shit test and stupid fucking bullshit, I swear the genetic gods better have graced you. Otherwise, it's just like, bruh, like.
Otherwise, you are wasting your time.
Wasting your time on a girl who probably, if she's psychologically damaged enough, she probably gets off on rejecting you. It's like, bro, you can't fix these people, and it's not your job to. So just leave them to their own devices.
Well, it makes sense for like why they get off on it, because like they're in control. One who lacks control over the rest of their life will naturally gravitate to the feeling of control that they have in something else.
True. The interesting part is though, they it's weird because it's like they like it, but they also resent you for it at the same time, because she's like, God, this guy is such a pussy. Like, God damn, I can't. You know, like that's going through her head, but at the same time, like you said, she's getting up. It's such like, yeah, when it comes to emotions, they're not as organized. Their emotions are all over the place. Ours, you know, we kind of know how to separate it out and just like look at it.
The thing is, that's actually a physical trait. If you look at, I believe it's the corpus callosum, the structure between the left and right hemispheres of the brain, it's thicker in men than it is in women. So we get to compartmentalize.
You're just saying because we have more folds in our brain, we could do that.
No, I'm saying like the space, like the divider that separates the left and right hemispheres of our brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically the logic and the creativity. Like we have, or specifically logic and emotion. We have that. It's separated. It's much harder for signals to cross between logic and emotion.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
With women, it's a much thinner barrier.
Right. So the neurons and all that shit. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Y'all getting all sciencey on me.
Sorry, bro.
So we are going to move to the next topic. Okay. And that topic is modern women, and I would say modern women in general don't appreciate time whatsoever.
Oh God, no.
They don't appreciate time at all. We're gonna start at Rishi.
Yep.
How do you feel about my sentence right there? Women in general, they don't appreciate time at all until it's too late.
Well, yeah, it's you hit on like probably a bunch of different things there. Like it, when it comes to like time, like they don't really work as much as like men do. They don't really understand that like a time is like money, if you know what I mean. Like it's hard to put in the words exactly what I mean. It's like they can't really understand what went into something, right? They don't understand how valuable your time really is and how much work you spend just to support yourself. If that makes sense.
So
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I could interject.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose my thought on this.
It's all good.
No, here's the thing. They do understand the value of money. They just don't reveal that they understand the value of money until it's their fucking money on the table. Until they're the Kelly Clarkson or the Halle Berry. Then they care. Until then, it's like, oh yeah, of course they don't respect your money because it's your fucking money that they're spending. It reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, you like it when I lift? I bet you like it when I lift that credit card to pay for shit. It's like they know.
Well,
that's being too nice.
Point. You made a good point because of the Halle Berry and Adele situation. When Halle Berry got to pay for child support and Adele had to pay a hefty divorce settlement. I think he gets alimony as well. And
I believe that's the case. Yeah.
yeah, women in masses made an uproar about that.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't
Yeah.
that just be the lawyers talking? Because like most women I know are not that smart.
Brutal.
Yeah, they're very brutal. But Rishi, what about their own time? Women's time, their own time. What do you about them not appreciating time for themselves? And they don't realize it until it's too late for themselves.
Well, yeah, when we're talking about that, we're definitely talking about the biological realities usually.
Right.
Definitely they don't like really think ahead. They can only see for what I've seen, they only see like what's happening right now, which isn't exclusive to women, but it's definitely like what the majority of women see. You know, they think in the moment, not necessarily in terms of like 5 years to 20 years for the rest of their life, if you know what I mean.
And why do you think that is?
Why do I think that is?
The plague of simps.
Bingo.
Well, it's mostly because they don't have to, I suppose, because like women throughout history haven't really decided their fate. This is, like the whole idea of like women, having autonomy is, relatively recent ideas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's usually women find themselves under the authority of their fathers or their husbands for most of history. It's relatively new that women have their own autonomy now.
And now that they have their own autonomy, and the privileges that, society gives women, they really believe that, and once again, the previous stream I made before, the lies that they tell women, all that incorporates into the whole delusion of, they're going to live this Sex in the City lifestyle forever.
Yep. The good times will always be good.
Yes,
They'll
because
never
it's
change.
always going to be a Captain Saberho ready to swoop me away.
Well, actually, I think I can go a little bit further with some of that.
Hey, great. That's going to be your catchphrase from now on.
I think we can go a little further.
We can go deeper.
All right. What
So-
you gonna say?
But if we think about, like, yes, so like Rishi made a good point with they haven't really had to, but then let's get into, okay, what have women had to do throughout history? They've had to be flexible. They've had to adapt. They've had to be able to take whatever situation is going on at that moment and work with it, roll with it, deal with it. If they're rigid and inflexible, they can't do that. If they make long-term plans and stick to them, then they can't adapt in the moment. So planning ahead, not only is it not necessary, for the most part with women, it's not beneficial because they haven't had that control. And one who could just take whatever's going on and deal with it would be more successful. And then there's the aspect of being alone, like, and not valuing that time. Well, a woman's time when she is alone is completely useless to her. Because if
True.
she's alone,
She ain't going to do shit.
there's no social.
She's on her phone.
That's the thing. Well, that's the thing. But I assume you take away the phone, you completely isolate them. Like, they
She's cleaning.
hate that.
In a perfect world, she's cleaning the kitchen.
But here's the thing: but then you see all these women who don't have someone to clean for, and their houses are absolute pigsties.
Yep. I know personally.
There's
I went
no
over to
social pressure.
I went over to a couple of bitches' houses. I had to walk right back. I was like, hey, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I never talked to her again.
Like if they've got company coming over on the regular, oh, the house will be completely fucking spotless and like they'll really look after it. But if they don't have anyone coming over, or they can hide it, or they can hide any sort of social interaction, like look at a hoarder. Like a hoarder is not giving a crap about anyone who comes over. They're beyond all social pressure, and the place is, in some places, a graveyard.
Yeah,
But
I agree. Luckily, I only had to deal with a hoarder once. I thought that because there are hoarders that are linked to depression, but some people, many people, they hoard just to hoard, they just, all
it
right.
fills a void in
Yes.
them.
So I agree. I agree what you're saying when it comes to, since women, they have to adapt to any situation. It's pretty much in the DNA to not even think ahead because, at least back then, they didn't really have time to think ahead.
And
If
keep in
shit
mind,
pops off.
you're raising, like, if you're looking after children, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to adapt to anything and everything that kid does. And they're like, any plans you make, they're gonna fuck it up. They will get, a kid will guarantee fuck up any plans that you had all the time.
Yeah. So okay. I see what you're saying, Gray. I see what you're saying when it comes to women not valuing their time because technically it's not really in their DNA to value it.
And it's not useful to them. Like,
I
again,
agree.
complete alone time. There's no one to work with. There's no society to impress. They can't acquire additional resources by being alone. A man can.
So that's why they're saying a woman's tears is legit when she's crying in private.
Because that's the thing. It's like she can't benefit. Like, she cannot benefit from her tears when she's alone.
See, we're learning something, boys. Listen up, chat. This is some good information.
It's that you always have to keep in mind that women's domain is within, the confines of society. They've never really operated, at least throughout history, in the wilderness. They'd never really had the role of like going out, taming, catching the boar or cutting down the trees to make way for civilization.
Taming horses and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, that gathering fruit stuff is bullshit. Like, if they had to climb anything, you were not. The only way they got fruit was if it fell to the ground,
or the bushes and stuff, like the berries, like the blueberries.
Yeah, like at waist height. But again, it would only be in the confines of society. They weren't wandering off into the bloody wilderness without a male escort to pick berries.
Right. Even though, hey, at least back then they did something. All right. That I could be like,
Yeah, but like at that point, they're basically intelligent pack mules.
Well, damn.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, look, you pick the berries, you carry the berries, and the man here will stand guard with weapons.
Her best use of her time is to take care, because that's why, once again, I said in previous live streams, women are in charge of the culture of society, because they're the ones that, well, times have changed now, but back then they're the ones that stayed with the children the most. They're the ones that interact with the other women neighbors and stuff often, get together and gossip about shit. And, they're the ones that deal with societal.
Actually, you just reminded me of something.
What's up?
So a while back, there was this undiscovered, unknown tribe. And, well, they were discovered, but the language was completely unknown. And people had been trying and sending like tons of experts to go to this tribe and figure out, hey, can you translate the language? And they kept failing until this one couple went, and like they hung around the village all day, like mostly the women and children there. The men were off doing like their hunter gatherer parties,
Right.
and they were like, and they couldn't figure it out either. Then they went with the men, and the men were speaking a completely different language. Like the entire other half of the language was only spoken by men when the men were alone.
Interesting. I
Mm.
never heard about that. What the fuck?
Like a lot of it was like kind of clicks and gestures, because it was like they weren't talking the same way because they were like out and about on the hunt, but the men were using basically an entirely different language than was used back in the village.
So are you talking about wild hunting or just talking with each other?
While hunting.
Yeah. So yeah, with the signals with their hands and
Signals with their hands, clicks, like
yeah.
like bird calls, also like a very complex, in-depth language, but it was the key to understanding the language as a whole. But like the men were the only ones who spoke it, and only when they were out away from the village, i.e., away from the women and children. But basically anthropologist after anthropologist had only been spending time in the village and only learning the language of women and children, and they couldn't piece it together.
Huh. Do you have a theory on why that happens?
Well, again, it's applying our own sensibilities onto others. But like, because keep
Do
in
you
mind,
think it's because when men are alone, we speak completely differently, even here? Even though it's not
that's the thing.
about
Absolutely, we absolutely speak completely differently. Our tone is different. The way we talk to one another is different. Now we've got we can speak like a little harsher, more freely in some cases,
yeah.
but like I've been able to broach and talk about things with even just guys in the Discord that I would definitely be a lot more hesitant, or I'd just avoid talking about with a woman.
I agree. I definitely choose my words carefully, especially you guys ever deal with a woman that always trying to go up into a group of men's business, like just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I definitely dealt with that in 2016. Like some this chick that we knew, she was cool or whatever, but we were with the boys at the bar who just talking, having a good time, talking about shit. All of a sudden she just pops up out of nowhere, and we're like, hi, like, what do you want? They say, oh, I just want to come hang out with you guys. And we're like, yeah, right.
If a man walked up to a group of women and said, I just want to hang out with you guys,
The bouncer would be throwing you out within 5 minutes.
precisely.
Please, I know a lot about Oprah.
Like you'd be lucky if they just said, please go away, and didn't immediately start calling for security.
Right, exactly. And it's usually a girl with her quote unquote best friend that approaches the dudes. We were just chilling, having, because we ain't over there at the bar or whatever trying to pick up chicks. So I don't know why y'all trying to approach us. We just trying to have a good time, and of
But
course,
that's exactly why. It's like he's found something more interesting than me. I need to know what it is.
pretty much. That happens in all aspects of society as well, especially in the home, where you have homies over. Always the girlfriends or the wives or whatever sneaking in, like, what are you guys talking about? Like, don't worry about it. Like, the fuck? Go away. Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't see me going up to your girls talk. So why the fuck are you just out of nowhere? And then the most annoying thing is when chicks try to hang with the dudes and try to pretend to be all hip, like caught up with the times. You know, 2 examples. Oh yeah, I know about Goku. He's in a Hidden Leaf village. Like what?
He's gonna become king of the pirates.
Yep. Or oh, you guys are watching football. Oh, you know he's gonna make that goal, right? I'm like,
He's gonna shoot that 3-pointer.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Go away. Get out of here.
Yeah, like if a girl walked up to me and started talking about Pokemon, it's like, who told you I have money?
Oh shit, that Pokemon shit. I swear to God, man. Like I just despise it, you know, at times. And it's being more prevalent in society today when it comes to women realizing that they're wasting their time. They're really getting desperate out there, approaching men, approaching a group of men, and pretending to be, you know, hit, you know, solely for the attention. And you're like, why the fuck are you here? Go away.
Yeah, and then that same girl would get offended if you said, "All right, name like, I don't know, 20 Pokemon. Name 20." And like, because like if she's a real one, she's gonna be able to name that shit. Otherwise, yeah, you know, she's chameleon that shit, bro. It's like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, and they're like, why do you have to lie? Like, why?
And it's funny because, like, whereas if you have a guy and you bring up something that he's like, maybe that's the thing, like a guy doesn't pretend to know what you're talking about. Instead, if a guy's interested in developing a rapport with you, let's say, he'll ask you and approach you like as though you're an expert on it and want you to go into greater detail about something you're passionate about. Whereas if a guy has an interest, he'll probably want to share it with you. And if you're willing to listen, then like he'll spill his guts on it and listen to it. Like, but women going out pretending they know about something, it's like, it's proof that they don't understand how to socialize with guys.
I honestly think that's a function of solipsism. Because you know how like women expect you to know shit without telling you? Right. So they look at guys like, oh, this is how I look at it when he comes and talks to me. So if I go and talk to him, I have to know this shit. Otherwise, I won't get social approval. And that would be a big no-no. I think that's kind of how they think. I think it's solipsism that makes them do it. And we're just looking at you like, nah, guys don't work like that, bro. It's like when a girl's showing like a text from a guy to her friend. And she's like, what does this mean? It means what the fuck it says. Like, what are you talking about?
What's he really saying? It's from a dude. It means exactly what it says there.
What kind of game is that?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Okay, men do it too, but
that's because
it's only a small group of men, and those men are bandwagoners. That's it. And although we only have to deal with the bandwagoners, like, oh yeah, I'm a Patriots fan. What are you talking about? And then he only knows Tom Brady. You know, those are the only men that, you know, that does that. Most men, if they don't know what it is, they'll ask.
Yeah, or they do know what it is and they're not interested, and like they just like, okay, you guys talk about whatever it is. I'm gonna go do my own thing over here.
Exactly. So when it comes to women not valuing their time, right? You know, they're bombarded by all these sips since hell. I'll go as far as back as middle school. Now that I think about it, I believe it starts in middle school.
You mean so when puberty hits?
Pretty much. And then, you know, all these boys like, oh, you know, come out with me, blah, blah. And then it just gradually gets worse throughout high school. College is the peak of the female buffoonery, of them thinking they can do whatever they please and do whatever they want, and there's no consequences, and, you know, they'll go willy-nilly, woo, let me go from guy to guy to guy to guy to guy. And once they hit their late 20s, oh, snap, I'm seeing some crow's feet. Oh, snap, I didn't know I'd lose half my eggs by the age of 30. I need to find a man.
Maybe
yeah, it's because they took gender studies instead of biology.
Fucking gender studies, I swear. What do you guys say about that though? About women, they are so caught up with the countless simps that we have today. They really believe, even past the wall, they believe that they can do what they please, and there will be that Chad at the end of the rainbow to take care of her for the rest of her days.
Well, they can't do it. Reality will punish them eventually.
And I mean the thing is, it's specifically the Chad at the end of the rainbow. And that's I think where we get back to forgive me, I actually don't really know the proper definition of solipsism. I think of it more as projection, where
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's basically like, well, this is what the world experience is like for me, therefore it must be like that for everybody else. That's kind of what solipsism is at the core, as I understand it.
Okay, but here's where it gets interesting, because women, as we've noticed, are very collective. Like the social pressure of the group overrides independence like 99 times out of 100.
Correct. Like when you approach a group and then her friend says, ew, he's ugly. And even though she was initially attracted to you, she's going to say fuck off because her friend said so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Avril Lavigne did a song about that, Skater Boy. But so here's the thing. So when women see a whole bunch of simps, if they assume that men are a collective to social pressure the same way they are, then they would assume that the social pressure of the simps wanting her would mean that the Chads want her as well.
Yeah, and that works in the other. And you know what's funny about that with the whole rationalization hamster? That works in the other direction too. A bunch of Chads ghost her, and she thinks all the rest of the guys are like the Chads. Like you said, I think it's because those two parts of their brain. It's like they're glued together, bro. It's like
logic and like logic and emotion. The barrier's very thin between the two.
All right, guys. Quickly, I'm gonna add these three guys right quick. Constantine, Amazing Ice, Real Talk.
Yo, what's up?
All right.
What's up, guys?
We're gonna start with Real Talk. Real Talk.
What's good?
How do you feel about many men these days wasting their time? And time is the most valuable asset that they have.
Well, you just got to look at the beginning of your life, gentlemen. We all typically go through 13,000 hours of public indoctrination forced by the government, the same government that forces feminism. So we basically got to understand we're sitting through that school, we're going to school, potentially going to work for someone or potentially work for ourselves, most likely work for someone else. So how much of the time in your life do you actually get to spend? So we need to start looking at our own individual time as the most precious resource. So when we do have our own time, we have to make the most of it, because when we're working, sleeping, shitting, working out, like that's kind of like the must. We have to do that to stay healthy, to stay productive, to be able to pay our bills. But at the end of the day, that alone time you have, whether you want to focus on your spirituality, whether you want to focus on a hobby, just cherish that time and make the most of it, because that's truly your life and no one else's.
All right, Real Talk. Hey, we're going to continue this in a bit. I'm going to have to take you guys right out because there's somebody here that wants to join, and it gets discombobulated when he joins. So I'll invite you guys
I understand.
back. Okay. All right. You guys will be back. Give me a second. Do. Under Chronic.
This whole stream becomes discombobulated as I'm about to diss yo papa, come on yo bitch, and bobulate the local kush store. What's good, Sir Yeetus?
Those are fine words. Jesus Christ.
Why is there
We just came in.
fluid on my female? What is this? Yo, if you guys, if you are listening to the stream and you haven't set a reminder towards Sir Yeetus' stream coming up on Friday. That's 2 days from now. Go ahead and do that. This Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have a war table. I think you should change the name of the stream to War Table.
Okay.
Because usually whenever I invite various members of the Manosphere from different perspectives in to talk about anything, I'll call it a war table. It gets people's attention. You should remind yourself, set a reminder, a notification at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sir Yeetus is going to be hosting. Do you mind if I take your thunder and announce it?
Oh, man.
Have you announced it yet?
Not really. I just shared the stream. That's it.
Oh, so the 50 people here?
Yeah, pretty much.
They're about to shit their pants. Get your fucking downsies. Get your double ply toilet paper together, because Sir Yeetus is going to host Hammerhand, TFM, Sandman MGTOW, and potentially Undead Chronic on the War Table of the Year, the first. Yeetus, this is an honor, man. You're hosting the first War Table of the Year. The first War Table of the Year! Talking about... What will you be talking about, Sir Yeetus?
The war on masculinity. And we will be going into details about this. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because right now, it ain't looking too good with all these femboys and shit out there. You guys, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yes. So we have a huge stream coming up on Friday. So if you want to inspire Sir Yeetus to write and or plan for decent questions to ask TFM, Sandman, Hammerhand, and Undead Chronic, consider donating to paypal.me/Sir Yeetus. SIRYEETUS. That's at Sir Yeetus. Every donation moves the Warband forward. What were you guys talking about? I showed your shit. That's what I really wanted to do. Join this live stream to show your shit. What are you guys talking about?
I honestly thought you was going to show your own PayPal. I'm like,
PayPal.me/UCW show.
I'm like, Undead Chronic back at it again.
Can you imagine Chronic calling into Manic streaming with Rishi will be streaming with 5 people. 5 people. Rishi's super fans. I call it, make sure to donate to paypal.me/UCW show. All 5 of those motherfuckers would be like, is this guy really doing this? Who the fuck this guy?
All right. Alan Herman, he's feeling some type of way right now. He did help me get Sandman. Okay. I had your stuff up for the last 5 minutes. All right. He gave me the email for Sandman, and surprisingly, he responded. I'm like, oh shit. So thank you, Island Hermit, for setting this up. Okay, because it was just like a snowball downhill. Then TFM wanted to join. Hammerhand, he may join. He says, it depends on the schedule.
I mean, I've been listening to his last stream. He said he's looking forward to it, and he said it's going to be a great talk. And prepare yourself. It's going to last a while. So you might got Hammerhand for 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, man. And it starts at around 11 Eastern time. Oh, I hope you guys...
I mean, you told me that.
Oh, yeah, it will, because that's the only time.
Okay. You said that like you were questioning. I'm just like, wait, did I just use the
No, I didn't want it to happen that time. I didn't want it to happen that late, but... if it
was my choice, it would happen as soon as I hit my blunt, which would be 10 minutes afterwards. There'll be no plan. You would just hear me coughing in the background. People be complaining. It would be bad.
Oh, yeah. I can see you saying that. What? Undead Chronic, why are you starting the stream now? Shut up.
The stream? Wait, I'm live?
Whoa.
Consider donating.
Whenever I'm stressed or I don't know what to say, I say, consider donating to paypal.me/UCW show. PayPal.me/Sir Yeetus.
Yes.
Make sure you use code Manic for 10% off the Dragon's Treasure tea.
God damn it.
You'll get a free Mewtwo with it.
Man, like I thought that person's stuff closed or something like that. Like,
Huh?
No, I
Huh?
thought something was up with his. I listened to your stream with the creator of that tea or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
something
pretty sure-
happened with it.
I'm pretty sure he was talking about back in 2014. Or like,
I thought it happened recently. Okay.
No, he was given like the full rundown from like 2006 to where he is now with the tea business.
Bro, if I can get Better Bachelor, that'd be fucking phenomenal. But I don't know. I don't have his information. Nothing.
This is how we can do it, Yeetus. I reach out to Better Bachelor. We do another stream. You join the conversation.
Right.
And while I stream, you are also streaming on your channel. And then, like, ahead of time, I would know to show your channel. Because the Better Bachelor will respect me if I'm shilling. When I'm shilling, I'm like, if you guys want to hear more of these conversations, consider subscribing to Sir Yeetus. The link is in the description. I would say if you hit up Better Bachelor or a big ass YouTuber and they don't know you, you'd have a small chance of hitting them up. But if they were on my channel and you were the third guest and we had a good conversation, they would be more likely to join you on your channel for like an hour or two, right?
Yeah. Wait, Better Bachelor remembers me. Okay, probably not. All right, I'm hopeful. Okay.
I mean,
Bro, you got 5K, but you've done a ton of streams.
Yeah.
So, and the people who join your stream and are regular commenters, shout out to the chat, shout out to the live chat who watches this shit and comments.
Let go.
They're probably up in Better Bachelor streams too.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
definitely.
So,
Yeah.
like, it's that cross pollination.
Yeah, we should definitely. If you ever get a hold of him, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll send an email to him. I ask him if he wants to join. Yo, shit. I'll send an email to him tonight and ask him if he's busy Friday night. And if he isn't, we'll get him with TFM and Sandman.
Oh, that'd be too big. Oh,
Yo,
Lordy.
Better Bachelor, TFM, and Sandman, I would just join the stream and then mute myself.
But in my
Dude.
opinion, do you know who
I would show up every 20 minutes and be like, consider joining PayPal.me/UCW show. That's all. Bye. And I just mute myself.
He maybe go deaf, but my dream guest will be think before you sleep. You know, I highly doubt he'll join, but I'm just saying that'll be my dream guest. Huh?
Did you email him?
No.
Well, I mean, that's the first step, right?
You don't ask, you don't get.
Hey, who the fuck are you, you little shit?
Damn. If I don't ask a chick to swallow, to put my zinc in her mouth and then spit it on her best friend, I'm never gonna see her spit my zinc on her best friend's pootie.
Hey, okay. I'm gonna mention your name then. I'm gonna mention your name. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Like, hey,
I don't even.
I work with Chronic. I know
seen-
Chronic. Hey,
I have seen 45 seconds of Think Before You Sleep, no more. So I barely know the motherfucker.
he has very good. Like I don't know if anybody else watches Think Before You Sleep here.
I've
I
watched
do.
them.
He has some great videos, and even though it's not, it's sometimes he touches upon like men, the issues in society between men and women. You know, because he covered Fed and Fraud, Fed and Simp.
Ugh.
And he's the one that called him out about sending copyright strikes. So, but he's a pretty big channel, and
He's like 500,000 subscribers.
500K now.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I've been watching him since 20K. Damn.
Yeah.
All right. But I believe if he wants to, I believe it will be a good way to just have him on stream. Just talk
He
about
better.
issues.
If he ignores Yeetus, I'm going to roast him.
Under Cracker, you sure that's gonna shut up? Light on my kush.
Think before you sleep. Yo, there's only one thing I'm trying to do before I sleep, but it's not thinking. It's blowing gametes it up into some fallopian tubes, broda.
Ginger Hamster. Who's Ginger Hamster?
That's James Von Maxwell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, we need a. I never hear from him. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, I'll hit him up too.
Yeah.
I'll send a message to Ginger Hamster, Better Bachelor, all your boys. Now,
Oh, you boy.
I would feel bad if my stream cucks your stream and I take most of the viewers, but I'll still
you
let
really
you.
gonna feel
I
bad,
will
though?
still let you show your channel as much as my PayPal. Right?
Okay, I'm just saying. Are you really gonna feel bad though? Like, yeah, look at all the miles coming in.
I mean,
yeah.
My goal would be to get you as many subs and views as possible.
Right.
But like, if I stream and get like 1,000 subs, I don't know how many of those people are going to go to your channel.
Yeah,
Where,
I already
but if
know
you
that.
stream with all these guys and get like 200 people viewing, they're already subbed to you. I mean, if YouTube was honest about their bullshit, I would be able to make the right decision to get you better growth. But since they're not, I can only guess.
Well, I'm already gonna be rolling with the big dog. So the fact that I'm talking to like Sandman, TFM, Hammerhand, you of course, and if anybody else joins, yeah, people are like, all right, you know, he's all right. He's all right to me. So I'm definitely going to see if we can do the stream on your channel for sure. I don't know if Manic wants to try it out tomorrow because I will do another stream tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just like a test. How you can do a test. Yeah, just a test.
Hey, Manic,
yeah.
tell me and Yeetus in the chat what you would want from our stream on Friday while I compose my email to Better Bachelor.
Add Raging Golden Eagle and it's perfect.
Yo, no, wow.
And Thinking Ape.
That
Oh yeah.
speaking of Thinking Ape, that guy Pete.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you had thumbs up from him.
Yeah, man. I mean, me and him were talking for like a month before he finally just made the video and recommended my channel. So yeah, I owe a lot to
Hell
him.
yeah. So, what about that 10% discount for that tea, Manic?
Yes, use code MANIC at thedragontreasures.com or thedragonstreasure.com for anime-inspired tea.
But Undead Chronic, I don't know if you're going to be leaving soon or not, but the topic is how many men in society, they are distracted by stuff that doesn't even benefit them, and they're wasting time. And time is the most important asset a man has.
I will respond to that question when I ask you, is it TFM or Sandman who can't stream until 11?
Both.
Okay.
I know, it's
Now,
weird.
I'll answer that question. I'll respond to it, and then I'll finish my email.
Okay.
Time is everything. There are men out there who will never feel the love of a woman ever. They hit 20, they die in a car crash. They hit 15, they die of a heart attack. They hit 12, they get shot. Whatever it is, the love of a woman, having a family, it can't be everything in your life, right? So once you realize that, life, your time can end at any period, you evaluate what you spend your time on. If you spend your time 3 hours a night swiping on dating apps, every weekend trying to get pussy,
Right.
is blowing a zinc shot in a fat white woman's coochie, is that the purpose of your life? If your answer is yes, your name is probably Myron Gaines. If your answer is no, you might be in the warband. You see, sex is separated from procreation in families due to the birth control pill.
Right.
So, your biological drive, you getting horny, it should result in you having kids. And once you have kids, even if you're a horny bastard, most men will think, I need to protect, sacrifice, and raise for these kids. But you don't get that now. But biology is an influence, but given modern society, it's not everything because we have all this technology. So what you spend the 2 to 5 hours a day you have to spend on whatever, that's everything. That's you. That is what makes you different from every other motherfucker on the block. So, tonight I got off of work. I got off work at 6. Chronic, you got off at 6, you're lucky. I got into work at fucking 4.
Hey, 12-hour shift.
It was horrible. I was miserable.
That's a 14-hour shift. Jeez.
Oh, 14? Oh, shit. It is 14. My bad. No, I'm being retarded.
14, like the kind of women and children and boys that Cuckpat has sex with.
Oh, shit. So, Undead Chronic, when it comes to time again, I explained earlier that marriage is the biggest waste of time in society today. You can do all you possibly can to make sure that the marriage sticks together, the family sticks together, and you work for decades. And at any time when she says these words, I'm not happy, all that work was for nothing. Like it's like gone. She takes your house, your car, your dog, your kids, PS5.
My PS5, no. Well, here's the thing. It's like you need to make sure the woman you marry will give you a return on investment. And it's not like all dollars. He has no feelings. It's if you have continuous sex with a woman and she gives you children, you as a man will naturally feel the urge to sacrifice everything. It's natural. The mother of your kids,
Yes,
it's natural.
because your kids are one of the only things you can guarantee will be your legacy when you're gone.
Yep. So before there was a system of pigs, unclean, dirty. If BLM decided to riot tomorrow and they Minecraft deleted every single cop in existence, I would throw a party. I'd do a face reveal. I'd do a face reveal and throw a party.
Whoa, damn.
The pigs will arrest you, detain you, and throw you in jail off the accusations, the unproven accusations of a woman. So, given the current system, you can't make decisions off of pure biological impulses. As a man, you can't. I know you see some hot Latina bitch, you see a hot blonde chick, you see a hot redhead, you see a hot red bone, you see a hot dark-skinned Nubian queen. I saw one today. She walked into the business, and I was just like thinking to myself, this chick is so black. I bet that pussy looks purple. You know what I'm talking about, Yeetus?
Yeah, I know what
I
you're
started
talking about.
salivating thinking about grape drink. I had to hold myself back. But, the male instinct is jump on her, physically dominate her, and get some puniti. But we have to restrain ourselves. Now, what's the female instinct? Find the best male genes to procreate with. Women
Yes.
cheat. 30% of women commit paternity fraud. That's having a kid from a man that you're not with. single mothers, multiple baby daddies. All of this is evidence women are allowed to act on their most basal biological instincts. If a woman is allowed to say, only a man above 6 feet can fuck me, she's allowed to control reality on her biological instincts. Well, guess what? If men were allowed to do the same thing, 5'2" men would overpower one of those sanctimonious thoughts and let's just say forcibly diversify her ovaries. But if a man does that, all 5 of them would get arrested, sent to death row. The government, the Western government, will punish to the extreme male biological urges, but it will subsidize and encourage female biological urges. Once you know the fact that the game is stacked against you, you could act appropriately. If there was no U.S. government, if there was no local pigs, no police force that would arrest me if I used my male privilege over females, yeah, I'd have kids with some hoes. I'd have kids with some thoughts. I'd put a baby in a bitch with a partner count of 5. But because in this non-biological system of gynocracy, they can have the cops take my money to support a hoe who I put some zinc in as if she was my wife. Nah, you have to act differently. But I want on a rant. Yeetus, what do you think about that?
I agree 1,000,000%. I agree 1,000,000%. A man's biological urge, biological code, what he does instinctively, it is restrained, not because, he choose to, but society makes all the effort in the world to make sure that, his hands are tied and make sure that never happens, right? But on the opposite end, modern women, their nature is encouraged like a motherfucker. Like, not even funny.
I would say, like, it's not encouraged, it's just subsidized. Now,
What you
when
mean by
women-
subsidized? What you mean by that? Like,
the government doesn't give women money to have kids out of wedlock. They just say, if you have kids out of wedlock, we will support you.
okay.
Right? So they know if I fuck big bad boy Chad or Tyrone, my bastards won't starve because the U.S. taxpayer will pay for their dino nuggets.
Fucking dino nuggets.
That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough for them to think, you know what? It's not like they think about that. They just say, when I say feminists, bastards, single mothers, it's more concentrated in the black community because that's where it started. But you just think about the black single mother. They go, my mama had 5 kids by 3 different baby daddies. She didn't need no man. I don't need no man. What? Guess what, you dumb black bitch? You needed a man. That man was a U.S. taxpayer. You just didn't fucking see him. That's
Pretty
it.
much. Yep.
So
I
if they
agree.
see their mama with no man raising 8 kids, 9 kids, 7 kids, they go, I could do that too, because they are taking money from the U.S. taxpayer. Who's the U.S. taxpayer? It's not white. It's not black. It's not yellow. It's any man that works. He will fucking pay taxes. The U.S. government, if he doesn't pay taxes, the U.S. government will kill him.
Oh, the IRS will show up at their door personally.
No. If he doesn't pay taxes, they will kill him. Because if he tells the IRS fuck off, what happens next? The cops show up.
Oh, yeah, the cops, yeah.
If he tells the cops fuck off, guess what? Those pigs in blue will draw their weapons on him and kill him.
because he's hostile, he's resisting arrest, or whatever excuse they want to make.
Yep.
Feared for their life.
What'd you say?
They'll say they feared for their life.
Oh yeah, fear for their life. Yeah. That's their
feared for my
main
life.
excuse.
I was trying to destroy another man's life, and he said he would defend himself. And I was scared my little pig pussy would get ripped in half, so I had to shoot him and his dog and his kid.
Pretty much.
I agree with you, Chronic. I definitely agree with you, man.
Okay,
You're speaking facts, man. I had to listen pretty.
I just hit a better bachelor for you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got
Let's
it. I sent the email. I'll
go.
let you know if he responds.
Okay, and then if he does, I need to make sure that everything is prepared, especially I didn't send any questions yet. I'll send you the questions. I'll send it to you. But everybody else, this has been a great conversation about how men waste their time and the consequences of men wasting their time with the wrong people or the wrong things. Do y'all agree?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It could be argued that if you learn a lesson, it's not completely wasted. Like that's really the absolute waste is when you don't learn anything from the time spent.
How you say? I see what you're saying because I'm not saying that men will avoid everything that will waste their time. At times, they don't see it coming, especially marriage. A lot of men
That's
don't
like
see it coming in
me.
marriage.
I don't see it coming when I had this. Okay, a little.
Hey,
side
I'll be back. You continue.
okay.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I got you. Little side note, Rishi, do you want to hear the time under Chronic didn't see it coming?
Let's hear it.
So I went to a dive bar. A lot of hipsters. Rishi, have you been to a lot of bars or no?
I've been a few.
Okay. Have you been to a bar where they sell cigarettes at the bar?
No, I don't think so.
Who is this? Gray, Pete. Have you been to a bar where they sell cigs at the bar?
Nah, never been to a Lucy spot like that. Nah.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, well, I'll just ask you guys. If you go to a bar and they sell cigarettes at the bar, you're at a hipster, a white trash, or a punk kind of bar. They don't care about their lungs. They want to get fucked up and smoke. So I was at a bar with this, and I literally was able to buy a lighter and a pack of cigarettes from the bartender. Not because Chronic's a tobacco smoker, but because when Chronic gets blackout, which I do when I go to these bars, I'll buy whatever. And I'll just smoke like half a cig. Usually people smoke it down to 80%, 90%. I smoke half a cig and I flick the rest off just because I'm fucked up and I wish I had weed on me if I don't have weed on me. And I met a chick. She was punk. She had dyed pink hair. It went down to her ear, but half of her head was shaved, right?
Oh,
No. Chronic was dressed. I was dressed in jeans and a fucking Attack on Titan t-shirt. Some stupid shit. I walked up to this chick and I said, "You look like you know how to sit on a man's face. Is this right? Is this true? Does this happen in your life?" Later that night, she was on my neck with her legs open, and she had to produce some liquids.
oh God.
I did not see it coming. Okay,
No
I
pun
was
intended.
on my bed with a quilt. My grandmother's quilt. My
Jesus
grandma,
Christ.
the woman who knitted this, didn't have sex the entire time she knitted it.
Damn.
But this pink-haired broad had no respect. She fucking shot out juices like a super soaker. Like it was summer 2007, and me and my brothers were trying to get each other with the water guns.
More water sports than the Olympics.
There was pussy juice. It hit my wall. I still got... Wait a second. I still got a stain to this day. This bitch's pussy juice is still on my wall.
You did not just check the wall.
I didn't see it coming. Okay, Yeetus, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. She's trying to mark her territory.
No, I was just filling the airtime while you were doing your stuff.
Yeah, I came back to an interesting story. Oh shit! But hey, on the Craig, another question, if you have time.
No,
What about the concept of a man being alone and dying alone? So, what about a man being lonely? That's the first part we'll talk about. What about a man being alone? How do you feel about that?
now I would rather die alone than live alone. Living
I see
alone,
what you're saying.
living alone, it depends on a lot of things. Like, are you actually alone? I mean,
Personally,
I'm not
I think it's very
doxing
difficult to
myself.
be alone. It's very difficult.
I'm not doxing myself. I'm not exposing myself. But for the last maybe 30 months, 2.5 years, I lived alone. Right? No living girlfriend. No family. No wife. No siblings. No parents. I was alone. And I'm like at least 8 states away from the closest family. It does take a toll on you. Adjusting to it, the first year and a half, it sucks. You go to sleep alone for a year, no one's nearby. You think, oh man, maybe I could have made it work with this X, that X. But you get used to it.
Is that what you think about at night?
Shit, I'm used to being.
I
alone.
do
I
think
kick that
about
bitch
exes.
out.
I do think about exes a night, but it's more like I remember that time I fucked one ex in front of the other and she was filming it. And I'm just
Hey, I kick
man,
the bitch out.
man, Nick, don't make me expose myself in front of you. Please.
Yeah, me
Please
being
don't.
alone and stuff in my place, I don't mind at all. I whatever bitch I mess with, she stay with me. She can leave. So
Now, it depends what you want in the life, right? Like
currently, I don't need a long-term girl. Currently,
I mean, it depends on what you want: children, a family, a career. You know, it's very.
right.
But no matter what you want, you will still feel the feeling of being alone.
True, but at this moment, there's no need for me to deal with all that, right? I want to focus on being the best version of me before I decide to focus on, family and stuff.
I mean,
what I'm saying?
that's where it becomes individual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like men being alone for a year now, men compared to women, a man could be alone for 50 years, and if he's strong enough or solid enough to be alone for 50 years, he could do it. Some men can't. There's no shame in that. We're a social species. But women being alone, I've never seen it work out. Never.
They started to talk crazy and walking down the street like a fucking
Like
psycho. Just
a
talking to
woman,
themselves.
every single woman I know in my life would not be able to live my life the past 3 years. It wouldn't.
Nope.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, no fucking way.
Nope, no way.
It's like it would. The way I see it is if I asked a woman to bench 350, most wait, let me look this up for a second. Max woman bench.
I bet her name is Helga, huh?
No, her name's Steve.
Nah, her name is her name is Victoria. Got those manly girl names.
So apparently the max female bench was 274 kilograms, which is going to be like 500 pounds. Impressive. More than I could bench. But is she a woman or a tranny? I'm saying tranny.
Oh, you're talking about the Olympic bench press? The Olympic weightlifting? Definitely tranny.
She lifted 600 bench press.
Definitely tranny. That's a tranny. What? We gotta find out when this record was made.
I'm looking her up. Okay, there's no way this bitch isn't a tranny.
Was this recently?
Also, when she had her max bench, she had the chest support, those big ass straps. If I put those big ass straps on, I'd at least do 800, 900 pounds.
Deadlift or bench press?
Bench.
Hell.
Wait. You can use straps on bench?
You could. Yeah, I've seen it
I
before.
mean, no, you can use straps on anything.
Yeah.
Okay, Yeetus, look at your Discord.
All right. Looking right now.
These are the pictures of her. Or, quote unquote, her.
I think that's the one that was in the Olympics. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. I'm pretty sure. Okay, come on. All right, that's a whole fucking dude. Okay,
That's not a woman.
That's
not a woman.
That is not a no. Unless she juiced up like a motherfucker.
Bro.
No, that's that's not a woman.
Yo,
That's a
I
dude.
pick up a pregnant woman, I tape her to my chest, and when she gives birth, I go, I gave birth. I'm a man who gave birth. That's the same shit that this chick did.
No, we have to find. Do you know the name? Because I'm pretty sure this person was in the Olympics.
Ray Ann Colliner Miller. I'll send it to you in Discord.
Okay. I have to look that up. There's no way that's a born woman. Nah, fuck. No, it's a whole dude. Fuck out of here.
That's two dudes.
Oh, two. Oh, shit.
600 pounds, bro, on the bench press. That's two dudes.
There's no way. This is the epitome of death by snoo, something that I do not want from this person.
I mean,
Jesus
if
Christ.
it was booty hole, sure.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, let me go, you strong motherfucker.
I mean, okay, look. Do you want to hear one of Chronic's secrets?
Don't say it.
Okay, I won't.
We'll do, but I was just adding suspense.
Oh. The first time I penetrated a female's hole, it wasn't her pussy. You hear Manic breathing, and I was like, damn, the Warband leader really is a fucking degenerate.
I thought you were going to talk about a trap for a second.
I said woman, not
Wow.
man.
Bro, that is not a fucking woman. Hold up. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I'm much more open with my conversations when I'm on your channels because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah. The first time I fucked a bitch, it was in her asshole. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
See,
Talking about poop
What?
suits, dude.
I'm talking about that female pussy.
That's not how it works.
It is a word now.
Man, just like, you know what? Maybe I should stop just doing this YouTube stuff. Oh, I got you.
No.
Damn.
I'm sorry. That's just such a perfect face. It killed me harder than the wither skeleton.
Yo, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Yeah, I seen that. That's a dude. There's no way that's a fucking chick. That's my final verdict. Okay, that is a fucking dude. But under chronic, so I already know that time is very precious to you, right? Because you're out and about, do your thing, you pop in and pop out, left and right. What is your advice to the chat when it comes to staying focused and use your time wisely? Like, what would you want to say to the chat about that? Oh, Under Crunch probably sipping on shit. Hold up.
I'm sorry.
I can still hear him like.
I'm sorry. I was just furiously beating off to the thought of me getting that female pussy. What was
Hopefully
the
not the
question?
one that I saw. So I know time is important to you, and you are going left to right, popping in, popping out. Do what you gotta do. What is your advice to the chat when it comes to using their time wisely as men?
You need to identify what you want out of this limited life as fast as possible. You need to have short-term goals, intermediate goals, and long-term goals. I can't tell you any of those goals should be. Yeetus can't tell you. Manic can't tell you. Rishi can't tell you. But
Who's cooking up some good shit?
You need to make sure, and there's no set of criteria that will tell you what the right goals are. It's what you want. If you ask every fat person, do they want to be fat? The honest answer for 99% of them is no. So this sounds tough, but when you get up, if you don't know what you want out of life, the next 10 days, find a whiteboard, get a piece of paper, mark down every day you do. Look at yourself in the mirror for a minute. Just a minute. It's 1 minute. Don't look at yourself in general. Don't look at your pecs. Don't look at your hair. Look at yourself in the fucking eyes. Make eye contact with yourself in the mirror for 10 days and just think about what you want out of life. I would say for 97% of you in 10 days, you'll have the answer to what you want out of life. And once you know what you want out of life, 50 years, 60 years, whatever it is, the medium term and long-term goals are easy to decipher. They're easy to choose. It's what you want out of everything. That's hard, right? But Rishi, what do you think about that?
It's very true. And if you don't know, you gotta find out, bro.
Yep.
Because once again, all right, everybody uses their time differently on what they deem that's important. You don't want to be that guy 50, 60 years from now, looking back at your life, reflecting, and saying to yourself, hey, I wasted my time. I did not use my time wisely. That's the last thing that a man should be thinking. Because I'm telling you, man, I have people that died in my life that are at least 50 or older. One of their main regrets is they wish they could have done this. They wish they did conform to society. They wish they did not waste their time. So it's just putting it out there.
Yep.
Well, women don't
Okay,
care.
well,
They
now
don't
that I
care.
talked about the depressing shit. I gotta go now. So I could spend more time beating off. I'm at the window of my Uber, hitting random club sluts. You know.
Wait, hold on, Undercrown. Where you gonna join the? Where you gonna join the Minecraft? We're trying to make some. We're trying to make some content here.
I need to observe the Minecraft. I need to watch Rishi and Manic play because if they're using any cheats, I'm not interested.
Are we?
I don't know. I haven't seen you play yet.
I mean, like, I haven't used any cheats, but like in the world, it might be enabled. I'm not sure.
No, I got anti-cheat on it, so
Okay.
Has anybody ever flown?
Riker did.
Well, yeah, well, Wrecker's got like creative mode powers.
He's still cheating.
Yeah, well, that's fucking cheating.
Well, well, he's like the god of the server. He has to keep things in line.
Oh,
I
he has God mode?
I need to talk to Riker, and then I'll decide.
Okay.
I want him to increase the vanilla spawn rates of creepers by 500% at least.
No.
Bro, I am
No.
not fighting off that many
Creeper.
Look, I just want to see the Warband members get blown up. So when I'm in the voice chat, I can say, Alu ala akbar, shalom
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Maybe we need to increase zombie
I want
spawns
to
by
build a
50%.
giant black box so I can worship it every time one of you dumb motherfuckers can blow up my creeper. That's all.
Oh. Oh shit.
Allah has blessed us. Another infidel has been blown up. Blown the fuck up.
I lose snack bar, am I right?
Yes. Yes.
But Undercrying, thank you for stopping by once again, giving some spice into my channel because I tend to get too serious at times.
As you said, this man derails everything instantaneously, immediately. It's like I threw a fucking nuclear bomb on the train tracks. It's all good. But if you haven't ahead of time scheduled a notification for Yeetus' live stream at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, you are a bitch. That's all.
Gee.
That's all. That's all.
All right, man. All right. We're gonna add the last two people here, but before I do, it's time for me to chill. If you want to support this channel or the Warband in general, please donate to the chat donate to the link that I pinned above the chat to paypal.me/Yeetus. All right. If you have a question or you just want to donate, go ahead and donate through that. And I am definitely going to be using the money for anything that the Warband needs or wants because it's time to start over based on the current situation. All donations are appreciated. And yeah, I noticed some of you guys are saying, Sir Yeetus, why aren't you monetized? I don't fucking know. Susan hates me. Like fuck. Huh?
Speaking of which, I am a mere just a few hours from being monetized. I need just 200 watch hours, I believe.
Please watch more of my videos.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do a stream tomorrow?
Yeah, that's undecided. If so, it'll have to be. Actually, maybe I could. I don't know. Maybe I could do a quick 2-hour one, at 3. I'm not sure though.
If that's the case, then I'll see if I can chill. Ruby and Chronic can chill.
All right, yeah, just and also I am a mere 15 subscribers away from reaching 2,000 subscribers. So, if you want to help me reach that goal,
He's catching up, boys. Don't let him catch up.
No.
At the end of the day, I'm still the big dog. But in all seriousness, everybody who has not subscribed to Manic, please subscribe to Manic if you are a fan of gaming content. Okay.
So true. So true. Can we play my video I uploaded today on the stream?
Yeah, we can play it. Yeah.
It's very. I give you permission because it's just so good.
How do I? Oh, you talking about the meme?
Yeah.
Rishi. Wait, actually, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's because of the SpongeBob thing. I don't know if they're gonna be copyrighting my shit.
I mean, it should. I mean, I didn't get any issues.
All right, cool. Rishi, can you pull that up?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, Manic, if my whole string is taken down, it's on your hands.
The blood is on your end.
I'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I'll reach 5K in no time. Yeah, we'll play that right quick. Then we'll wrap this up with two more guests. Two more. Can't even see shit right now. Okay. Same here. All right. Let's watch this right quick.
What are those Neanderthals up to? Don't they know I'm busy spoiling myself?
Manic the drip mechanic.
All right,
Yeah.
that was pretty dank. Okay.
Okay. So,
You need to start doing more of that, more of those memes. You gotta overtake the Goku drip meme.
the Goku drip.
Yeah, you gotta overtake it, bro.
Ultra drip stinks.
Ultra drip stick, hell yeah.
You should definitely like re-upload that as a short, but like cut it as soon as you like open the door.
Yes.
So, like dun, and then like cut it.
Okay.
Yes, you gotta have that perfectly cut screams.
The perfectly cut screams. Yeah. I looked up what those like clothes cost in real life, and the shirt itself is 1,000.
Fuck.
Yeah, and the North Face by any means necessary, 2,700.
Yeah. When I
But
retire,
the memes.
yeah, I'll ball like that when I retire. Okay. Jesus Christ, 2,700. Holy fucking shit! That's rent for an apartment for like 2 months. Hell, 3 months. Depending on where you live.
Not in fucking New York, it isn't.
It's half a
Rent
month.
payment for your shoebox.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm in the Midwest because
You're getting kicked out the next day.
you got the landlord already kicking down your door. Where's my money?
Exactly.
Get the landlord off your ass for
You're
6
gonna
hours.
have Manic the gym mechanic kicking down your door. Where's my money, homie? Manic, no, please, I'll pay.
Oh, you'll
too
pay by any means necessary.
All right.
Do you accept Pokemon?
do you accept a shiny Gyarados?
I got Alpha
Shiny
Rat
Gyarados
Dash.
is the most common one.
Get out right now.
Get out.
Get out!
Oh shit! Look! You already got fans already. Look, Manic dripped out. But
So that's where the PayPal money went.
I'm gonna add one more person. Constantine, welcome back. Constantine.
Oh, hello.
Does whatever Constantine does.
Hello.
All right. What's going on, man? You're the only one that's left. I guess everybody else was impatient.
Yeah. I'm doing well, Yeetus. How are y'all this evening?
I'm about to eat some of these hot Cheetos soon.
Ooh, delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Or I'm gonna try to stop by the grocery store and pick up some tuna, because I am in the mood for some tuna.
Thinking tuna melts?
No, just eat straight up tuna. Just Yep.
Mm.
Just gotta get my omega-3s with a little bit of mercury.
Ooh.
But Constantine, after I ask this question, I'll be right back. But so when it comes to men these days in today's society, there's plenty of distractions throughout society. Especially it starts young with men, all right? But throughout a man's life, there's countless distractions, including marriage. So how do you feel about a man wasting their time, even though time is the most valuable asset a man has?
Well, I would definitely agree. Time is one of the most important things in a man's life because you can't get it back once it's gone, and it's very unfortunate, to say the least, that a lot of men go through their lives, marriage for an example, they go through a lot of their lives married, and then they go through a divorce, and then they're just left thinking that it's about all the time they spent investing into that relationship, and it's time they can't get back. And it's very unfortunate for even younger kids, too, such as people like us in our 20s, because the public school system, for example, I was really thinking about this the past few days, how a lot of us were just taught what to think instead of how to think, how to be more independent and self-sufficient, and we're stuck relying on a lot of other people around us instead of being able to, it's just like a programming in a way. And I remember growing up, I really didn't know what I wanted to do for a career. I still went to college and got a degree, but I really didn't know. And now, I work a job that's more aligned with my interests, so at least it's something that I somewhat enjoy because it's something, again, I find interesting. But I definitely think that it's, to say the least, very unfortunate, especially in terms of getting married, because like I said, so many men get married and it's not what they thought it would be. In fact, I remember, actually, I have this video pulled up. I'm actually pretty glad I found it. There's a channel. He only has 2 videos from what I can see, and he has over about 120,000 views on the video, and he has a little over 2,000 subscribers. But the YouTuber's name is Putrid Shitgenstein. I know that's a very interesting name, but the title of the video is 20 Years a MGTOW, My Experience. And I remember watching this video a while back, and your topic for this evening kind of reminded me of it. And I would recommend people go watch that video because he talks about, growing up, and then and I guess in a relatively normal family, but then through just looking online on a bunch of the forums online, kind of listening to what a lot of men are experiencing in marriage, he kind of realized that wasn't the path he wanted to go down, seeing all of the evidence of people's experiences that he was reading online. And so he decided to not do that. And he actually spent the last 20 years or so traveling the world, doing different things. I think he talked about being an English teacher in places like the Middle East and in Japan. And he did still have girlfriends, but it was very interesting because at one point, I think he even says in the video that he was getting shot at by terrorists in the Middle East. So he definitely had a very interesting 20 years of his life, but he wouldn't have been able to have those crazy experiences that not many of us could say that we've had if he was to just settle down with a family and get married. And I think that, if you are going to have a family with the right kind of woman, it can be worth it. But, seeing just the statistics and the way that a lot of modern women behave and all the baggage that a lot of them sadly have, it just doesn't really seem like it would be a very wise investment of your time and your money to get involved with these modern Western women in terms of anything really serious. And so I think with the right kind of person, you could definitely have a family, you could have a marriage, but it requires certain things that sadly women aren't willing to provide a man, and they're not, and the government's not willing to, in a lot of cases, have the man's back and do the right thing and be, I guess you could say, have more real fairness and justice in in a lot of cases. And it's and it is extremely unfortunate, but that is sadly the reality we live in. Um, that's really most of what I got. What do you think, Yeetus?
Well, I agree with you 1,000,000%. I got no disagreement here, you know. But the second question is, which I ask everybody else, what about being alone and dying alone?
Well, I think that being alone and dying alone. I remember when I first discovered a lot of the content like this. This is one of the things they would address, and to be completely honest, technically speaking, everybody dies alone, because even if you have people around you when you die, they're not, most of the time, unless certain circumstances, you're the only one that's dying. If you're on your deathbed and you got people surrounding you, they're not going with you when you die. They're just there to kind of, I guess, be there for you in that moment. But I think that really a lot of times people, in a way, they sadly have weaponized this idea that being alone is a bad thing, and it's this completely horrible thing, because being alone doesn't necessarily have to be this scary thing that a lot of people might try to make out that it is. Because being alone, it saves you a lot of hassle, not having to deal with potential problems from people. One of the things that I've heard said is that whenever is that life is always going to give you problems. Part of living a good and even having happiness in your life is essentially trying to live your life where you're having the right kind of problems in your life. And if you're in a relationship with a woman, or even just having friendships with dudes that are just bringing the wrong kind of problems into your life, then you're better off not having them as part of your life, in my opinion. And so, in a lot of cases, it is just better to be alone than being with the wrong kind of people, because it's just like what I believe Gray was saying, the Robin Williams quote about how you could be by yourself, but not be alone, but you could be with a lot of different surrounded by a bunch of different people, but still feel lonely and alone and all that stuff and feel miserable. And I think that one of the big things to being a man is just getting used to being comfortable with being alone, really, because that's part of the problem with a lot of what you see out there these days, is that a lot of people they just don't like the thought of being alone. They just have to be with somebody. And that's really one of the things that I kind of really caught the vibe of with some of the women I've met on these online dating apps, for sure. And you could even say even some people I've met in real life to a certain extent. So it's just something that I think is a part of, growing up, is realizing that being alone it's not this horrible, it's not all doom and gloom, and it's not this just completely terrible thing that you might go through. It's not as bad as everybody says it is, and in some cases it's a healthier option than being with the wrong people.
Okay, Constantine. Here's a big question for everybody. Is having a family in the West a waste of time? You can go first, Gray.
It's a gamble, and the odds of it not being a waste of time are so unfathomably low.
Okay.
Just like like an absolute 100% waste of time? No, it is technically possible to have children and raise them with a woman. But it's so, like, the risks are so high, the costs are so great.
Well, with what Ark and I said, with how things are today, I believe is due to it being broken at any time. That's a waste of time.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I can't say that it is 100% a pure waste of time, because you can still achieve the objective.
Right.
Like, it's like there's a brick wall. Sorry. Like, could you break down that brick wall with your bare fists?
No.
Well, depending on the wall, but like,
Well, depending on the wall, yeah.
that's the thing. If you are willing to shred your hands so that you can no longer use them, yeah, you probably could break down a brick wall, like a poorly built, fairly shoddy one. You'd have to pick the right wall. But you could do it, but you destroy your hands in the process.
Well, not
But you
only the divorce and stuff happens, but what if the wife, if she gets custody, which is a huge chance that she will, what if she turns the kids against you? And no matter what you say, when it's the truth, the kids won't believe you, and they're adults. They don't believe you.
That's the thing, though. Like, was the objective? Like, what was your
Having
objective?
a family? Yes, that
That's the
was
thing.
achieved,
Like,
but at what cost?
That's the thing. The cost, like this, the cost is incredibly great, and greater than it really needs to be.
Right.
But you can still technically achieve the objective. If you went through all that and didn't achieve the objective, then I'd say a pure waste of time.
Okay.
I would say instead it's a poor use of time and inefficient use of time. But since you can still technically achieve the objective, I can't say it's a pure waste.
All right. That guy, Pete.
Yo.
So having kids or having a family in the West, is that
Right.
a waste of time to you?
Right. So again, one of the
Whoa.
things you got something? My bad.
Yeah. I have to head out.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I just wanted.
Share your stuff, bro.
Yeah, of course. My channel is Maniac the Maniac Mechanic. Make sure to check me out when we get to 2K subscribers, and also, I will personally, sorry to completely cut you off. I'll make it short.
That's all good, man.
I will personally be, fighting to try to raise a family, because frankly, I can't trust many other people to raise a family right.
So when it comes to the family, is like I said, in the West, especially the United States, is very high risk. Are you willing to take that risk to have the family? Let's say right now.
Right now, bro, I'm 19. Okay.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah.
Hell, 5 years from now, well, are you still willing to take that risk to have a family in the West?
Yeah. In 5 years, yeah.
So are you willing to have that chance of dealing with that bullshit in the family courts and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that. It's different than, the marriage part. If you just have a kid with a woman, that's different. As long as you don't sign that government contract, I won't clown you.
Okay.
We still gonna be cool, but I'm just gonna clown the shit out of you.
Okay.
So, all right, I see what you're saying,
Yeah.
man. I respect that.
All right. Good night. I'll see you later.
Hey, sub to his channel.
True. All right. See you guys later.
Peace.
Peace out.
All right, what were you saying, that guy, Pete?
All right. So no, what I was about to say is that on the manosphere, I think people have to remember, especially women watching this, that we don't deal in absolutes. Okay, but we do operate on general probabilities. So, in the
Yes.
spirit of operating on general probabilities, is it worth it? No. But if you are the exception to the rule, you're the anomaly, you're the unicorn, the shoe doesn't fit, there's no goodwill left. It is now on you to prove to us that that is you. And if you actually do turn out to be that by some fucking miracle, then I would say that's the situation. Yes. But the odds of that happening are very, very low. That's probably the shortest way I could put it.
Okay, because I definitely heard you in one of your streams that you don't plan to have kids anytime soon.
I probably am gonna not procreate at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm probably never gonna have kids. When I was 18, I worked in a summer day camp. I worked with kids between the ages of 4 and 8. And the best part was that I got to hand them back over to the parents at the end of the day. I was like, okay, I got enough. No.
Do you think it would be different if it was your own kid?
I mean, that's what it always is, isn't it, man? It's like you give a shit when it's closer to home.
Yeah.
But when I look at it, man, probably the closest thing to my family passing on our genes in any way, maybe my brother and his wife have a kid. Maybe. Because my other brother's special needs. So he's not having kids.
Hey,
So,
I know how that feels.
yeah. So, and my brother, he signed the contract. So, you know.
Oh, he's trying to, God damn it.
I mean, I clown him sometimes. But,
well,
but
I've
yeah.
already, accepted that, if it comes down to it, I'll be the cool uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. Like me personally, though, I'm not interested in having kids. I never really was.
You don't mind doing the babysitting and stuff, though. Like, if it comes down to it.
I mean, listen, if I gotta, I gotta. But I mean, probably one of the biggest things that discourages me, honestly, is like the baby phase where you gotta change diapers and shit. It's like, fuck that.
No, I'm not doing that during the baby. No, I'm talking about like.
Oh yeah, like my brother's like, yo, can you watch the nephew or some shit? Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying though, because currently dealing with a baby within somebody has a newborn baby, and I'm telling you, hey, if you guys decide to have kids, it's not fucking easy. But of course, men are not allowed to complain about it.
Nah. I mean, yeah, like if I were to ever be open to an LTR again, it would just be like, how would you sell that girl? Like, yo, I don't want kids, aka the thing you were made to do. I don't want to do that. How do you I'm gonna rock in a hard place. I already know.
Well, I'm already talking to girls from before. I already let them know, like, if you have kids, you're staying home. You're the one that's gonna be looking after the kid majority of the time. While I bring back that bread. And of course, I got to deal with a bunch of feminists like, well, what do you mean? It's a 50-50, blah, blah, blah. I walked away. Like,
yeah, my dick it is.
Yeah. Like, what you mean? Fuck that. No, this ain't no fucking 50. There's no such thing as a 50-50.
We're not wired to be moms. We're not wired for that. We're wired to go out and hunt. And the modern day version of that is going and getting the fucking bag. That's what we do.
Exactly. Why do you think you despise working as you get older, and we love working as we get older?
Because that's what we do.
Yeah, it's satisfying to get resources for the family or get resources for yourself.
Exactly. And when you look, again, we always talk about it, LARPing is men. When they do it, again, some of them do end up being happy, female CEOs and shit, and that's great. But we always say no absolutes, but on a balance of probabilities, when they try to act like men, what happens? They're fucking miserable.
I hear them complain all the time.
Yeah,
I don't want to work until I'm 60.
They would rather complain than admit that maybe, just maybe, somebody with a penis is correct about something. That's the reality, because that's what their pink-haired professor told them.
Exactly. Like, what is so hard for you to find that boy right there? Good man, good job. He's average. He's like 5'9". Well, he's above average, when it comes to height.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't get into trouble. He ain't the bad boy. He makes sure that you're taken care of. And you're out here, you willing to marry a fucking pirate ghost or a fucking roller coaster? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about something. This might be a good topic. I always notice when I watch psychology videos, anytime they talk about narcissism, girls are all over that shit, watching it 24/7. And I'm like, why are girls so hooked on this narcissism shit? And I realize it. They want to know the ins and outs so that they can find a way to cheat the system and reform the bad boy. That's why they watch it. And it's like, nope, it doesn't work, lady. You can keep trying, but you should be listening to your dad. You should be listening to your dad. When your dad says, stay away from that boy, there's a fucking reason he's telling you that.
Nah, that guy, Pete. Nah, she can change him, bro.
Yeah.
She
Well, then
can change him.
she's gonna pay the price. She's gonna rack up a body count trying to change all these bad boys, and then the good guy is like, I ain't putting a ring on that shit. Get out of here.
That's where the cognitive dissonance happens, right? They do all this crazy stuff with the bad boys, but then they expect the man that was busting his ass for decades to take some used up huniti.
And you get starfish on top of that. You don't even get like the best performance. Like you just, yeah, it's brutal, bro.
I despise starfish. I despise that shit.
It's like you look at the girls like I know you alpha imprinted, but can you at least pretend to give a fuck about me? They don't even try to lie anymore. That's how arrogant they've become because of social media.
Yeah,
like
I had to end that shit early because literally, like, I might as well would have had a fucking sex doll that literally is doing the same thing as you. It would have been much cheaper.
And doesn't get old.
And doesn't get old, yeah. And shuts the fuck up.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, once they have like those androids, like I always mention that video game, Detroit Become Human. You should play that game. It's a great game.
I love that game. I play the whole game.
Yeah. So once the girls get like that, like it's over for them. It's over for them. How can you compete?
You can't. You can't. If we can get quote unquote female robots to that point where you struggle to know the difference between real human and robot, they're fucked. Real like women, they're fucked.
Yeah, and they'll start acting feminine to try to like market themselves, but it's like, well, first off, you can't undo the body count. That's the first thing, and two, it's too late. It's too late.
It's way too late. The human race will be dying out very quickly.
Yeah, DMV's closed. You can't get that V card back. Closed.
Now you see that's just when cloning tech really starts to get a lot of funding.
But the biggest thing is the artificial womb. That's when it's truly over. If we ever get to that point of getting an artificial womb, that's the main reason. That's one of the main reasons we deal with women in the first place, to procreate. If we hypothetically are able to create artificial wombs, the uproar with women will be insane.
Yeah, you notice that shit when it's all about her reproductive freedom. Oh yeah, this is fantastic, but give a man a little reproductive freedom. See what happens.
Oh, they'll be right in front of that company or laboratory just ready to burn that bitch down.
Yeah, they'll get it outlawed.
Ooh, oh, it would be bad. It would be bad. It would be very bad. But the men who are like quote unquote incels or quote unquote can't get a woman or struggle to get a woman, they're like, what the fuck? We were here this whole time. How the fuck are you angry now? Well, why are you angry now? Like, we were here ready to see where this thing can go, but you ignored me. I was invisible to you. But now when I'm able to actually procreate on my own.
Yeah.
Now you trying to stop me?
Imagine if you get to a point where like an incel, even the most blue-pilled of incels, like he's ugly as fuck. If he could just go to like a Build a Stacy workshop, like you're done. It's over for you as a chick.
Oh, it is so over. I'm telling you, like, just the despair, the rage, the wailing that you'll be hearing throughout society.
Yeah, you think it's bad now?
Nah, you'll be seeing a shit ton of streetwalkers. Woo!
Well, funny thing is, we do actually have artificial wombs for premature births, so it's really a matter of advancing the technology rather than creating it.
Yeah, it's only a
Correct.
matter of time.
Exactly. It's the clock's ticking.
Yeah,
Like,
and then at that point, it's basically just going to be like women are for egg harvesting.
the only reason we deal with women in general in a biological perspective is for procreation, the sex is nice, and companionship. If we can have some artificial womb or artificial woman that can do those things, why are you near me? I don't have to feed my artificial robot. I don't have to make sure that she's feeling okay. I don't have to empty out my pockets to buy useless shit. She is here for my every need, something that you should have been doing in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. 100%.
You know, and people they want to say, "Oh, TFM and his sex, his sex dolls and blah blah blah." There's a good reason why sex dolls are exploding in popularity. Chat.
But the
All
thing
right.
is, sex dolls may not be able to say the marriage vows, but they can sure as fuck keep them.
Oh, definitely.
God damn.
And that's what
That's
people
so
don't
based.
understand, right? TFM, like, you know, I hear people trying to clown TFM. Oh, he talks about sex dolls all the time. Well, maybe he ain't trapped with a fucking fat fucking cow. Fucking
Yeah.
having
Damn,
3
bro.
kids that, it's not yours. So you paying for shit for kids that not even yours. So you had to pay child support and alimony and lose half your shit to a 30-something-year-old fucking walking land whale. And then
Yeah.
TFM chilling with his sex doll. Who's really winning here?
I mean, in the end, in the end, we're gonna win because we
The
could
fuck?
separate the emotions from the
You ain't
logic.
gonna call out these bitches using 200 different types of fucking sex toys? You serious?
I mean, and that actually like fucks up their ability to you know finish. By the
Yeah.
way,
It's like
Yes.
at least it's like at least my sex toy still resembles a human.
Always
right.
like that. And then with the lesbian couples, when they have intimacy, what they wear? A strap on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so far as I'm concerned, there's no like they're just bisexual. There's no true lesbian unless they've never used an artificial dick.
Pretty much. I agree 1,000,000%, man. But so that guy Pete, when it comes to your Are You Afraid of Death video, right? Can you give a quick summary, or if you want to take your time, you know, depends on how you're feeling,
Mhm.
about, because I heard a story about your parents and how it affected you. If
Mhm.
you want to give a quick summary about that and how it affected your perspective about death itself.
Yeah. I mean, basically, for those who don't know, when I was 19 years old, my father died. 10 blocks away from World Trade on 9/11. He inhaled some shit, and like 8 years later, it got him. And within 4 months, lung cancer took him. And yeah, basically, I had to like watch my dad die right in front of me, and it left a really traumatic mark on me. And the way I worded it in the video was something to the effect like because my parents were like the only good example of like a good relationship, I literally watched death like destroy a pair bond. Like that's kind of how I look at it. But even in that, my mother still eventually moved on and found my stepfather, which tells me to some degree that there is kind of like what Gray was talking about with like, you know, he was like alluding to them moving on, having to adapt to the situation. It's basically war brides. That's what it is. That's always going to kind of be a thing. You know, people aren't going to just wait forever. Like that's just not how it's going to work. But yeah, it really made me think about my mortality and kind of just like, well, this is going to happen to me someday. And, you know, I think a lot of people have said like, well, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it is just you taking the one-way trip. And that's true. But I think ultimately in the video, what I said was, I would probably prefer to have family with me just to kind of see me off rather than have nobody. I just think like That's like really brutal. It's like you're in the room and you know nobody gives a fuck about you. It's like that's brutal. But I think the other thing that we've already talked about it. It was like, well, Peter, what would you rather do? Would you rather the unicorn shows up and then you have to watch her die and you have to go through the same thing your parents went through? Do you want to do that? Or are you better off just being alone and never ever experiencing that? What's actually better for you? And my mom always says like a million times she would do it again and again and again. Like she'd do it all over again. But I don't know, man. I can't say. Never really been in love, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, that was kind of the crux of the video. And basically I went on a 10-year drinking bender after that. And then I quit. I've been sober for 3 years, so I'm in a much better place now. But yeah, it was my 20s were rough. Let's just put it like that. My 20s were rough.
Let's go. I'm about to clip that. That was a good explanation about the situation revolving around death. All right. Because a lot of people, they take death differently. And some people, they go through it pretty hard. Like you said, after what happened to your father, you went for the party juice for 10 years. And believe me, gentlemen, it's not a fun ride when it comes to drinking. How much did you drink? Did you drink like once a week, twice a week?
No, I was it got to a point where eventually I worked my way up to every single night. And I was at home alone, probably drinking at least 8 beers a night. That's where I was at.
And imagine that, gentlemen, for almost 10 years or 10 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, because he wasn't just my dad, right? He was my best friend too. Like we did everything together. And then it's like, okay, you know that stuff you used to do together all the time? Yeah, you're not going to do that anymore. You're on your own now.
So at that point, would you rather have people, how do I say? And were you there personally when your father passed away?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there.
And would you rather have people not be there when you pass away in the sense of seeing you die?
I think honestly, it's one of those things where on the one hand, you understand the pain that other people have to feel, but you also realize that since you've seen it, maybe you're more fit to handle it.
Yeah.
Like for example, there's gonna come a time when my mom's turn comes. But because I've dealt with it through my dad, I know it's gonna be easier when that day inevitably comes. But yeah, so I know I have the strength to get through it because I've done it before. So when you let's say like I have a girlfriend or something like that, again, leaving her behind, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. But at the same time, it's like being surrounded by people who care about you. That having that in your final moment is more comfortable than having nobody, I think. I know we say, yes, we all die alone at the end of the day, but I don't know. I think I'd like to think that my dad liked having us there, like at the last moment. Sure, he was hopped up on morphine and shit, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, man. I see what you're saying. But when it comes to dealing with all that, I'm used to death, so I have a different perspective.
You're a soldier.
On that stuff, yeah. So I've been to way more military funerals than I even want to fucking admit. But in my opinion, I say either or, I would not mind. Whether if I'm with family or if I'm alone. Because in the end, your children, if you decide to have any children, or your reputation is what's left behind.
True. That's true. I think perhaps my outlook will change as I age. Because I mean, I've accepted it's a part of life, but you're kind of waiting for the rest of you to catch up on it and just like fully accept it. But it's one of those things. It's like, how the fuck do you accept it? Like how?
To accept death, it's just the circle of life. Like,
I mean, as a soldier, they probably beat it into you.
Well, true. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
And plenty of men out there, they never really experienced death before, but they need to understand it. And I realize, just hearing about death is different than experiencing a loved one passing away.
Yeah.
But in the end, maybe when they get experience with death, they'll realize, hey, it's just natural. It is what you cannot stop it. So why not accept it?
Yeah,
Well,
I like to say that basically your life is just a train, and people get on, people get off, everyone's got their stop, and the final stop on the train is your own. Pretty much.
Yes, I agree 1,000,000% with that one. I like that. I like that quote. Great. What do you had to say?
Well, I definitely don't have experience on the same level, so this is more of an academic thought. But humans as a whole, like, we're incredibly sheltered from death nowadays. Like, historically, we probably almost undoubtedly were far more familiar with people passing away. Like, we died far more frequently and much younger. And like, there wasn't all these services to hide and keep it, and everyone was a lot more close knit. So it may be that part of the reason that death is difficult for many people nowadays is because we're not as accustomed to it as we really should be due to a more sheltered upbringing.
I agree.
Yeah. I think that it's the same thing, like, with women. Why is it so hard to find companionship with them? Why? Because of social media. We've never been more integrated as a society, yet disconnected as humans. I say that all the time. So yeah, I can definitely see a similar parallel there, that, well, if you just kind of put people in a first world country, you take them off the battlefield, they're not out hunting and getting eaten by bears and shit. Yeah, you're not used to scooping up bodies and shit. I hear you.
And that's also the beauty of death. You never know when your time has come, unless you're the one that actually went to a doctor that gave you a date or estimated date when you pass away. But most people, you never know. So why worry about something that you won't see it coming, most likely? Because
True.
all it takes is a second, maybe even less than a second for your life to end, depending on the circumstances. And plenty of things in this world can kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I know if a fucking airplane is flying towards my place right now? Does some kamikaze shit on my place. It's like, how would I know? Or a whole fucking, I'll be the second person in U.S. history to be hit by a meteor. Bam, dead.
No, and a lot of the times, like, it's when you're complacent that it comes quickly and unexpectedly. It was only last week heard on the radio that this one guy, 30 years old, working on a transmission line or a phone line, fell. He dead.
There was an issue with the wires, like he got electrocuted.
No, he just fell.
Oh, he just died. Oh, so like I said before in the beginning of my live stream, it can be as easy. You can be healthy as hell, and there's some I forgot what condition it was at your heart, but it said it's just a sudden heart attack. It's just out of nowhere. You just your heart just decides to, that, and it's just like your heart decides not to work anymore. It just stops. I know there's plenty of variables, but in the end, there's cases out there where you can be healthy as an ox and you just drop dead.
Yeah.
That's why I say immediately of how you shouldn't waste your time. Why do you think I do live streams every day? Hopefully somebody in the future, which I will entrust to in the future, to archive my stuff. Just in case. Because what happened to Vincent McTow? He looked at death in the eye and laughed about it. Even though he was dying from cancer. He went out on his own terms. I hope that if I ever get close to my expiration date, I'll have half the balls that Vincent McTow did. I don't know if you guys watched his bit. Rishi, you watched his video?
Yeah, I watched it, bro.
That guy Pete, have you watched Vincent McTow?
I've heard of his channel. I've probably watched a couple of videos, but I haven't
Should.
binged.
He's a good Hammerhand visited him a couple times.
But I know his story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gray, have you?
I've seen some of his stuff, but I hadn't caught his last stuff.
What about you, Constantine?
I personally haven't seen any of his content. I'd be down to take a look into it and just see what he's like.
Definitely should. He's one of the few people on YouTube that truly epitomizes the phrase MGTOW. All right. On top of that, Hammerhand hanged out with him a couple times. There's a video. I think a couple videos. Them just hanging out. This is what I'm talking about, gentlemen. And he still has it on his YouTube channel. Literally saying, yeah, he's dying. He's not going to make it out. And he was still cheery. He was still having a great time. He literally laughed at death in his face. Once again, I hope I will have half the balls that he did. Because I think it was like 2-3 days later. He passed away, and he got cremated. His ashes was spread in an undisclosed location. So he understands the rules of the world. He's not going to be remembered for long. Hell, none of us are going to be remembered for long unless you do something extraordinary, like Alexander the Great, that type shit. Well, most of us will not be remembered, and I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that, because once again, I'm okay to accept the circle of life, especially when it comes to a man. A man is dispensable. It is what it is.
Well, I guess a slight thing on that note, like, keep in mind, even when you have kids, they're only getting half your genetic information.
Right.
And that, of course, will go down by half again every single successive generation. But the thing that we do pass on beyond children is our ideas, pieces of ourselves that we built up, that we honed and refined, and we did our best to pass on. And those remain in a far more pure form. Maybe we won't remember the source of it, but we do still carry the torches of everyone who's touched our lives forward.
Whoa. I definitely agree, and I do hope that MGTOW, Red Pill, the true definition of Red Pill, and the Warband message will live on long after us. It needs to be put in a book or something. Like, seriously.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of stuff going on. And
something needs to be created. Something. Because future generation of men needs to know.
Yeah. Not just one
they
thing, a lot of things. You don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Well, we need to pick out the most important thing and record shit. Because depending on the situation, the internet won't be lasting forever.
Yeah.
So we need to record it in a book or something. Most
hard
important
drives, hard drives, flash drives, CDs. Like CDs would probably be really good because while the medium itself is fragile, it doesn't have any sort of internal power source required.
That's true. That's true. But we're going to start dying down this live stream because I got to get up early in the morning, unfortunately. Constantine.
Yes, sir.
What do you have to say to the Warband before I let you go?
Really just to kind of really kind of just touch back on the whole topic of your time being valuable. One of the things I would definitely say is that in a way you need to live like if each day is your last, because you really don't know when it's your time to go. I know that like, really what I think of are certain songs from that I heard growing up. Like I know a lot of people would it's a meme to make fun of this band, but Nickelback has their song, if today was your last day. And and then Tim McGraw has his own songs like Like You Were Dying, or If I Died Today, and it really just makes you think, and it really helps you kind of put into perspective just how limited your time on this earth is. And it really is all about, in terms of living a happy life, it's all about what you value and the metrics that you use to measure what you value. And really what it comes down to is figuring out what kind of metrics and values you should have in order to live a good and mostly, I guess, content and happy life. And really, you should be trying to really putting some value to the time you're putting into different things in your life. And, also, I can go ahead and share the video that I was talking about earlier of a man sharing his experience of going his own way for 20 years. For anybody that's interested, I can share that in the video suggestions of the Warband Discord for anybody curious to watch it, just so it's easier for y'all to find. But other than that, I really can't think of much more at the moment, Yeetus.
All right. Thank you very much, man. And expect a live stream tomorrow.
Alrighty.
All right. Puniti.
Puniti.
Hell yeah. All right. Gray, you're next. What do you want to say to the Warband?
Well, I definitely say if you've got the time. We've mentioned a lot of good names here, and there have been a lot of men in the manosphere who've been very influential and have passed away. Like, if you're relatively new to this space, it's definitely worth looking up, especially since some of their channels are still around. So it's worth looking into the past as well as the present and future.
Yes, we need to somehow, some way, be able to archive as many important or highlighted videos or messages as possible. And just like collectively just put in one hard drive, CD, or book, something. I'm not just saying, everything in one book, but at least like multiple books.
Maybe something that can be printed off a bunch, replicated, and distributed. So,
yes,
I guess maybe a bit of a homework assignment. Find a video that really speaks to you and download it. There's plenty of ways to get downloaded videos from YouTube via browser, but
I agree, man. But thank you for joining once again, Gray. You're the regular guest, so I don't mind inviting you on. And there will definitely be another live stream tomorrow. I don't know what the topic is yet, but I'll figure it out.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Puniti. All right, that guy, Pete. Do you have anything to say to the Warband when it comes to the topic or anything else?
Yeah. I imagine, like, decades from now, after the nuclear war is all over and shit, there's just going to be an old dusty library. There's going to be a big-ass book in that library, and it's just going to be a bunch of pages that are blue, a bunch that are red, a bunch that are black, and then a bunch of just other shit, and it's just going to have everything Manosphere in one book. And some guy's going to figure that out, and then he's going to repopulate the whole world based on that book. That's what's going to happen. In my dreams, that's what's going to happen.
Shit, especially if most men are dead.
I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later, man.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
we can't. These countries just barely get along. Yeah. But anyway, listen, time is precious. You do what you want with your time. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your time. I kind of take the undead chronic approach. Take a good long look in the mirror. What the hell's looking back at you? Do you like what you see? If you don't like what you see, that's a problem. That's something you got to work on. But at the core, happiness is probably not something that you should be trying to feel, 100% of the time. Contentment is probably the best you could hope for. I look at happiness as like the good times, quote unquote. It's like those short bursts of good memories that you have here and there. Those are your moments of happiness. But the practical joke is that when you're in the moment, you don't realize that's your happy moment, and then you just look back on it fondly later. But strive for contentment. That's it. Be content. Because at the end of the day, there was someone I knew back when I worked at the pharmacy. I used to work at a pharmacy. He told me, remember, whenever you feel down in the dumps, you're the sperm that got through. You're the one.
It's true.
You are the one that made it at the end of the day, and the odds of that happening is so crazy,
It's like
insane.
in the billions.
Higher than that, but yeah, it's insane. So just understand that I'm not gonna say you're here for a reason. I'm not gonna say anything cliche like that. But what I am gonna say is that look, this is it. This is what you got. So make it count, man, and make sure you do something that you actually want to do, and not just what's expected of you. I guess. I mean,
But hey, before you head out, my bad. 1 in 400 trillion, maybe even 1 in 400 quadrillion.
there you go.
Oh, I severely underestimated. But that guy P, congratulations on
Yeah.
the success that you're having right now.
Yeah, I mean, I owe it all to Thinking Ape. I owe it in part to you as well by shilling my videos, and less so Tails Black Pill, but he definitely sent some my way as well. So
And
yeah,
I know you don't care about subscribers and stuff, but at the same time, I feel, and I know Thinking Ape feels, and I don't know who the other guy is.
yeah, I wouldn't expect you to, but like I always tell you, I operate in that section of the manosphere as well. So.
Right, but more men needs to listen to your stuff. I believe your stuff has that high enough quality that I'm like, hey, my stuff is good and all, but you also need to go to that guy Beast channel because he definitely puts in the homework and the articulation into his stuff. I don't do all that articulate stuff unless I do a long video, but every video, you are to the point, organized. It's a well done content. Well done.
Yep, and I posted the intro video yesterday, so it's like if you're ever in doubt, like what the hell is this channel about? That video breaks down exactly everything that the channel's about. So then you can just watch that, and then if you're like, yeah, this is my cup of tea, go ahead and subscribe. And if not, it's cool. I don't really care where you get your content as long as you find a way to get to that contentment on your own. I ain't gonna tell you how to live your life. It's not
Is
for
that
everybody.
video in the?
It's on the intro page of the channel.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Which is good.
Yep.
You need to somehow try to get that whiteboard somehow into the video, like if it's possible. Able to.
What do you mean?
Like, did you erase it yet? Whiteboard.
Oh yeah. I'm already working on the next
Fuck.
video with that.
I was just saying, like, you could have, like, if it was possible, try to get all the information to a video, like some type of animation or slideshow or something.
Oh, bro, you're asking too much now.
Oh, come on.
Bro,
But-
let me just tell you this. I didn't get good grades in computer science, all right? That's
all right.
yeah,
You're right.
it is what it is.
But everybody, before I let Pete go, definitely subscribe to his channel. Can you put your link into the
Just did.
Yes. Definitely subscribe to his channel. His channel is legit. Okay. I personally watch his channel. He has some good stuff on his videos, okay? Stuff that even the Warband don't touch on at times. You need to expand. See, here's the thing. I always tell men, don't just watch my videos, okay? Go to as many videos in the manosphere as possible. Make sure they're legit.
Yeah,
Watch your
and
videos.
it's
What's
gonna
that?
yeah, it's gonna get uncomfortable sometimes too. I talk about a lot of very uncomfortable stuff on my channel too. You're not going to agree 100% with everything, but just understand that's okay.
Hey, when it comes to the talking about this crazy stuff, chat, fuck your feelings. Okay, honestly, because this is stuff that is necessary to talk about. Not saying you can't disagree, but I don't give. Personally, I don't give a shit how you feel. Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's better to have the exposure and digest the information and then decide how you feel about it rather than just make a prejudgment and don't even bother entertaining it. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Once
Mhm.
again, go over to that guy P that you refuse to invite to gatherings.
Yes, sir.
All right. I remember his name. Let's go. Thank you for joining, man. And there will be another live stream tomorrow. I don't have a topic yet, but I'll figure one out.
All right. I will try to make it tomorrow. Boss man still hasn't extended the hours, but it's coming, man. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's
But I'll
only
try
a
to make
matter
it
of
tomorrow
time.
if anything.
What about Friday?
I mean, Friday is the one day they don't extend the hours. They let us get off regular time on Friday. So I mean, you said 11 o'clock at night. It's like, yeah, I ain't working at 11 o'clock at night. No
Yeah,
fucking way.
we're going to have a lot of big hitters in my live stream.
So I hear. Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be able to, like, hell, like, you're one of the few people that I'm willing to invite after we're done with our segments.
Of
You
course.
know, if you feel comfortable talking with them.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Mhm.
A lot of people get nervous, including me. All right.
Yeah. Nah. Listen, man. You know,
Talk to
talking
the OG MGTOW.
talking to people. I do it every day. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, same here. But I'm just saying, like, people that's been on this subject way longer than me, it's like, damn, you know, hopefully they won't like run circles around me. That's the one thing because I already talked, like, you've been in TFM's, you know, live stream. You know, he
Yeah, I
knows his
mean,
stuff.
I look at it like anything else, man. I feel like I'm just sitting in a classroom. I got my notepad. I'm ready to ask some questions, and that's it. Like, yeah,
But now,
I try to keep my cool and don't let the nerves get to you.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I've done this for a living, you know. But
Mhm.
when it comes to this situation, TFM, Sandman, Hammerhand, Chronic, possibly Better Bachelor. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
But I mean, I don't get nervous around them because I know they're good men with good intentions.
Oh, of course.
So I know they're not gonna like if I
think
say
it's
something
different
stupid,
because
they'll
I'm
call me
hosting.
out.
I think it's different because I'm hosting it.
Yeah. I understand, but all I'm getting at is like no need for the nerves to get to
Yeah,
you.
you
You're
guys
doing
will
you're doing
barely
great.
hear on Friday. You won't hear me chat. All right, you might hear me say something here and there, but you already know how everybody in that group that's going to be on Friday, they're going to have a lot to say, and it's going. I can't help. Hey, I'm listening just as much as I'm hosting it. This is going to be big. I'm so hyped.
And if we learn new stuff from them, we can add it to our library of knowledge. That's what we're gonna do.
Cutting. See, I'm already still working on the questions. I'm cutting up the live stream for sure in segments. I'm gonna make sure that it's in segments.
Yeah.
But thank you, that guy P, for stopping by once again. There will be another live stream tomorrow, and I will definitely be watching your future videos that you put up.
Same here, Yeet. I'll be watching yours as well, and I'll try to make it to your live stream tomorrow if I can.
Yeah, I need to start making shorts again. Not gonna lie. Peace out, that guy Pete. Puniti.
Peace out, Yeet. Puniti, my brudas.
Puniti.
All right, Rishi, what do you think about the live stream today before we head out?
Pretty good, as always, bro. I like
Let's
it.
go. All right, gentlemen. Time is not your friend. Okay. As every second pass by, you can't get it back. You need to put that in your head. I'm not saying be paranoid, but be conscious on who you spend your time with, what you spend your time on. Okay. Don't be oblivious chasing around some mediocre puniti. Don't be oblivious chasing around some job that don't give a fuck about you. Don't be oblivious trying to be friends with, family or whoever it is that doesn't have your best interests at heart. At the end of the day, time is all you got. Think on that, gentlemen. Think on that. Thank you for joining this live stream. This is Sir Yeetus and Rishi. Hopefully you got your daily dose of red pills. And
Cheers.
Oh, Rishi, hopefully you will do that on Friday. You gotta do that on Friday. You have to.
For sure.
Come on, bro. This is our one
We
opportunity.
have to. You have to. You have to.
Oh, Sam
Don't
would be
worry.
like, what the fuck? All right. Cheers.
Cheers.